up, YouTubers? Just doing a late night live stream. After Bobbles, the lovely Miss Bobbles. She's very kind. She's very nice. They all are on her channel. I like her channel quite a bit, as you all know. but whoop. Animals, they always gonna start. Mm. I mean, like real animals. Okay. So anyway, I just thought I would come on here, and if anybody, we were talking on Bibles about, you know, cancer and your body's signals and things like that, and how it's funny because I actually, had done a live stream, not a live stream, I'm sorry, a video about the body, and I think it was even maybe like before. It just was so crazy to me. Hi, Secular. Hi, Rachel. Who has to find a pain? So I don't know what you mean by that. Have to find a pain. So I don't know what that means. Um, yeah, I don't know if you mean for you. um, or do you mean because I'm doing like a live stream and it really? I didn't know that your back hurts. I didn't know that you had trouble like that, Rachel. I think I do know that. And I apologize if, that I didn't realize that it was as severe as it is. I apologize. Sometimes I find that, I will hear other people's, um, life, their story, and it, in an ironic way, makes it, oh, Jesus, secular, you never stop. It's just, it makes you realize that you're not in it alone. All of us, we're not in it alone. We all are. We've all got our things going on, and um, it helps to talk about things like that. I really think, and to think that. Uh, and the weird thing is, that like I was saying, I had done like researching on the body and its signals and stuff, and how when you feel a throbbing, it's almost to pop almost the way down from like stretching it. My daughter can do that, crack her own back, you know. But yeah, when you feel that, it's almost good to like not the popping of saying like a throbbing when you get that. It's almost like a cog, like a wheel, and you've got the cogs, and then one is out of place, and that's what that throbbing is. It's your body sending the signals to your to your brain to send out the white blood cells that are almost comparable to like an army, and not to go in there and replace those cells, but to get that problem fixed and working again. I thought it was really amazing when I was researching all that stuff. I bet your stomach is on fire from your chili. Now, is it meatless chili or is there meat in it? I like chili with meat in it. I like chili dogs. Stuff, you know. I appreciate you guys hanging with me because, I don't know. I hope I'm not too boring or anything. I know sometimes I can be. Found the hidden bottle of acetaminophen. Oh, that's good. At least it's acetaminophen, right? Mm. I just, the reason being about the pain pill things is not because I've ever had like a problem with pain pills when I didn't take the oxycodone. It's because of my sister and you know seeing the industry of the pharmaceutical industry grow. And well, here's one for yeah, um seeing that, and at the time, how the opiate crisis has increased. And here's in 1984, my sister passed away. And you know was like, at that time you would think that there was going to decrease. They get a hold on the whole opiate crisis and everything like that. um but they didn't, evidently. And so for myself, I feel like I don't even want to entertain the thought of, hey, Lulu. Okay. My cat, huh? Now you both know why I was knife flipping to distract me. Oh, to distract you. Yep, and that's why I'm live streaming because that's my hobby. Right, I get it. Yep. And it's like an anger too, I bet, Rachel, that you really can't direct anywhere, but when you're mad at something that is maybe health related, and there's nobody really to be mad at, like that. Yeah, right. I know what you mean. Yeah, from pain. Absolutely. I absolutely know what you mean, Rachel. From pain. Yeah, you're distracting yourself from it. I can understand that wholeheartedly. Oh no, I know, but I don't know. I guess I'm just speaking for myself then, like when sometimes I do get a little, you know, maybe you've lived with it longer than I have been living with what I'm going through in my health dilemma here. So maybe I have lived with it less time and not being able to, I don't want to, I don't know. Anywho, uh, my point was the that don't for the cancer kind of thing. I'm glad you had an awesome day. And I'm definitely glad about that. Yeah. Um, if you guys what minor first world problem. First world. You and your third world. What's the second world? They go from first world to third world. What's the second world? Out of curiosity. Why is Greenland the second world? I don't know. You know that for sure, secular? Like, have you? I've never heard of them being described as a second world country. Oh, uh, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Look it up. What is it? Second world. What's the second world? Maybe we don't even know. Maybe we should know, right? What's the second world? I'll drop the link and if you guys want, you can come in. Just in case. I've never been to Puerto Rico. Mm. I've been to Ireland. I'm not sorry, not England, and I did go to the Bahamas, but just as a day trip. Been to Florida, Pittsburgh, the Cape. Not too many different places. Yeah, look, it was like supposed to be after hours party from Bob's. Maybe everybody was too tired or something, right? They didn't come over. Mm.
Well, the night still, there's other times that they did show up, remember?
Yes, there is.
It's Monday night, so it's nothing that you're
Yeah, you
doing
gotta turn that off though.
to show up, remember?
Yeah, but turn off your
I did.
live stream
Off.
thing. Yeah.
There were other, I think the other lives you had were different nights. They were like Saturday night or whatever. It's Monday
Could
night,
be
so you're not doing anything wrong. There's Tuesday night, actually.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, didn't you say you wanted to see the Upper Peninsula? It's loaded with forests and parks and waterfalls. It's known for pictured rocks is up there.
Well, I know, but I mean, I do want to, but not even thinking about traveling right now. Anywhere,
Well, when you're feeling up to it, you know.
one day at a time. Plus, Michigan, aren't you guys increasing in COVID cases?
I haven't read the statistics lately.
No. Mm.
It's not
Yeah,
one.
pretty dismal.
Oh, it's Wednesday morning now, actually. No, it's Wednesday night. You're right.
Oh, Wednesday morning.
Thanks a lot, Miss Know It All, Rachel. Rochelle knows everything.
I know, right? Me too. And you too. We know everything about what we want to know about.
That's right.
Yeah, right? Some people specialize in one thing, some people specialize in another. Right?
That's right.
Oops, pain fogs the brain. Have you ever had frog legs?
Nope,
Me neither.
and I don't want to either.
Me neither.
I couldn't bring myself to do it. They used to serve them in restaurants a lot. I
Yeah, I
don't see them
know.
on the menu anymore. Back in the 80s. Remember that? Back in the 80s, they were always on the menu.
No. I was in a restaurant though, maybe about 5 years ago. That was like a New Orleans
Right.
based restaurant. It was called Big Mammo,
Uh-huh.
and um, they had frog legs on the menu, and what bothered me about it was that I like the catfish etouffee,
Uh-huh.
and that's how you say it, etouffee. It's got that sauce on it, and and they would fry you know, the fried things in the same oil as they were frying the frog legs in.
Oh, man.
Right. Like I didn't even think of that initially the times that I had eaten there. And then this one particular time I was like, and I asked her, I said, do you guys fry you know, all your fried stuff in the same oil as the frog legs? And she was like, yeah. And then I was like, ah, I just kind of, ugh, terrible.
Nothing beats a good gumbo, though. We got a restaurant here where I live, housed by you. They have all that etouffee, the gumbo, all that. They have a really good Pearl River pasta. I love to eat. Mm-mm.
Rachel Reed said, I used to jig frogs and sell them at a restaurant by the Glades. So I'd have stacks to then buy everything from my beach bash cookout.
Wow.
Frogs taste like what they are in mud and swamp. Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh. I could imagine it
Yeah.
tasting like that. Mud and swamp. Ugh. That's what I was doing the night when well, not night, it was daytime, when I was jumped by three bullfrogs. I was jigging them, but not, like jigging them to, catch them and sell them. I was really letting them have the hot dog. I wasn't like jigging them to catch the string in their throat or anything, like, and I didn't do that. I threw when they get I didn't know it was a they, first of all. I thought it was just one singular frog, but it was three of them that had me surrounded. And so when it came down to the last piece of hot dog, I took it off the string and then threw it in, and then, figured I could walk back out there and eat my hot dog, and freaking they jumped me
They
for my
attacked
hot dog.
bullfrogs, did?
Three bullfrogs.
They were
They jumped
attacking.
me. Yep. And I had to throw my hot dog to them and, make a run for it. But my flip flop was stuck in the mud, and I had to leave it behind.
How old were you then?
Oh, it wasn't that long
Yeah, you
ago.
told that story the other night. I caught part of it.
Yeah, wasn't that long ago, really. I mean, my
When I think
daughter
of
was.
Massachusetts and that part of the world, I think of good seafood, cod, lobster. You get the best lobster there, don't you?
Yes, it is.
How much time have you
Absolutely.
spent in Boston?
How much time?
Yeah.
Oh, as much as possible. I mean, Boston is such a great city. Like,
How much how much can you get a lobster dinner for?
it depends on where you go. I mean, you may as well just cook your own lobster because, you can buy it for cheaper um, than if you're like, somewhere and you want to pay $30 for a lobster. Usually it's priced to market.
Right. Well, I would think it would be cheap, more less expensive than it here is in here in Michigan because it's like right there.
And what kind of lobster is it in Michigan? Is it like Maine lobster, like New England
Yeah,
lobster, or is it rock lobster? Like down in Florida, they seem to have that rock lobster.
yeah,
That's
you can get
really,
all different kinds up here. We got the brown ones, the red ones. Oh,
yeah. I mean, those ones with the rock lobster, they're different.
right.
Yeah, they put oregano on it or some crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says I free dough for my own lobsters, and I had crab traps too. Of course you did. Oh, I bust in Eurasia.
Really?
One time when we were vacationing at the Cape, me and my daughter, because I would take her every year, and she was like, it was a low tide, so her and this little friend she had met there were making like holes so that the water would soak up and the hermit crabs would um oh wait, really? We'll get back to that what you just said, but yeah, so the hermit crabs are there, and then so this little kid was making his little video, and he's going, and over there we have Rachel's mom, who is the best crab catcher ever. And I was like, don't say that, crab catcher. Said it. You there, secular?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I'm done now.
Your seafood
But
story.
I was listening about what you were saying. So, oh, so really though, huh? There was one of those tonight.
What? One of those what?
What you were talking about,
Talking about what?
the bee person.
Oh, yeah, you just read that. Yeah, I popped in for a hot second. I'll just write about it in chat.
Mm. Why? You know?
No, I don't.
I mean, why? Whatever. I'll just do like, it was, did you talk at all?
No,
No. Uh, was it mentioning me or anything?
no.
Oh, good. That's good. Yeah, that's good to hear.
I wish Mr. What happened to Mr. Rourke earlier? He popped off of the bobbles. He didn't come on. Wonder how he's doing.
Oh, I don't know.
If you could meet anybody in person, who would you meet? Have you ever met anybody that you've talked to online, like on a
Oh,
social?
you mean online? I thought you meant like somebody famous.
No, anybody online, like on YouTube or Facebook or something like that.
Who would I meet?
Yeah, who have you met anybody at all like that you met?
No, but I would meet prudently.
Yeah, of course, I know that.
And then Tiffany.
Right.
Yeah, prudently and then Tiffany. No, you don't know if it's anybody else. And then Miss Passion and Byron.
Oh, that's cool.
But no, don't, because then you're next after that.
It's not going to hurt my feelings if you didn't want to meet me, if you weren't comfortable, I would still talk to you. I'm not sensitive like that.
No, no, I'm just saying because, well, in all honesty, too, I have to say, that, you know, um, Byron has always showed me so much, kindness.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in going through, like even when he made that video, and Miss Passion as well. And she said, Survivor Girl being harassed on my channel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, Rachel, I agree. I have met a few oh, you've met them physically. You're saying, yeah. But I have not met anybody from YouTube in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. You, on the other hand, would have the opportunity to because you live in the same state and area that we all kind of met from that community, you know?
Right. Right.
Right. So for me, it's odd to find somebody, like Prudently who is from the same, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And nobody, Rachel. um, but yeah,
Who would you feel the most awkward about meeting in person? Like if we had a big meetup and we all got together, Bobbles, JC Bear, everybody, people from Chosen One, from, all everybody, Michigan Made, Miss Passion, Debbie, me, everybody, the extended group, all the regular chatters.
I don't know. I think I just feel, yeah, I do remember that, Rachel. When you and I, yeah, her and I used to talk about having a celebration that, yeah, like a convention, like a convention.
Right.
But I would feel awkward about it. I feel like it would become like a Clue. You know the movie Clue?
No, not really.
Who did it? Who did it? Was it secular in the dining room with
Ha.
the wrench? You know? How was that? Fuck, seriously? Cat. They're going nuts. Asshole. Sorry, I swore. Tracy, you are Nancy Drew. Um, I feel sometimes like I could be like a Nancy Drew. I wouldn't mind being Nancy Drew. Remember Encyclopedia Brown? Remember those books?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Hardy Boys. Remember the Hardy Boys mysteries?
Yep. Yeah. And when it was on TV,
Yeah.
it was um the one who played it was um I want to say the girl's name was Pamela Sue Anderson.
Remember
Not
HR?
Pamela Anderson.
Remember those trippy shows like Marty? What was it called? Croft, Seals and Croft, or no, what was that? HR Puff.
Oh, what was that? H&R Puppet stuff or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. All those
Yeah, but
trip.
then they had his sons had um uh Zaboomafoo.
The
You know
Boomer.
what that is?
No.
Yeah, his sons did Zaboomafoo with the ringtail lemur, and um, it was around the time of Blue's Clues. Did you ever watch that? I
Yeah.
mean, well, you're my daughter is older than so the shows that you're what.
Right.
But geez, that was my dog.
Roscoe. Ruff.
Crazy.
Roscoe. Put him on camera
Uh,
again.
when Ben Green was playing locally in Fort Lauderdale at the Performance Theater, actually was in the park several times with me practicing your whole Ben Vereen. I liked Ben Vereen. He played H&R Puffin stuff. Oh yeah, he was in it. He wasn't H&R Puffin stuff. He was in it. Right. I remember that.
That's
That's why I liked Ben Vereen when I was growing up. He was Chicken George in Roots. And he was in All That Jazz with Jessica Lange and Roy Scheider.
I remember Ben Green now.
Roy
Whatever happened to
Scheider.
Ben Green?
Oh, he was the dog? Ruff Ruff? Or did he have a dog? She's so confusing me. I'm so confused. Bingo. Oh, he was that dog, that big brown dog. You know what? I had a friend when I was growing up. It wasn't really my friend. It was my sister's friend. And when I was growing up, she was, like 15 or 14, whatever. No, she was like 15. I remember she had her 16th birthday party. And I was probably about 9. And it was when Hi, Barbara Ray. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, I was like, and so this kid that was a friend, we were talking about H&R Puff and stuff. This kid that was friends with my sister had a big black dog. I remember, a fluffy dog, and his name was H&R Puff and stuff. And um, get this right. I remember clearly his name was Joey. Thank you. I'm doing okay. Thank you, Barbara, for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Um, so okay, so the dog was a very nice dog, and like when me and my friends would be playing, because we were younger, we were like, 8, 9, and Barbara says, secular human. I met the guy that played Tarzan. I think it was Johnny Weiss. Oh, you met, and his wife, and actually, her scarf flew away, and I ran and got it for his wife, and she gave it to me. True story. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if it was uh Elvis, even cooler. I mean, you're very welcome, and thank you. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that, Barbara. Terry, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm listening to your story.
Okay.
Your
Oh, so the
story.
dog. He would be very gentle with, me and my younger friends and what my sister's age friends were like playing, cutouts and things like that on the porch outside. And the dog would like, not want to knock it over, and he wouldn't knock things over. He was very good. So anyway, now uh she went back to blonde. It looks very good, Barbara. You look nice. Uh so anyhow, one night this kid, his name was Joey. He was leaving our house, and he was, gonna ride his bike home, and it was a 3-floor apartment, but it was a house, okay? And on the second floor was this lady who lived there named Kathy. And she was a single lady, lived up there. And he leaves the house, goes outside, and he comes back in, and he says to my mother, "That's my father's truck outside," right? So now this doesn't have to do with the dog, okay? But what ends up happening does have to do with the dog. So they go, we know that his father isn't anywhere, you know, um, in the first floor, like at our house. Wasn't there looking for Joey, right? Joey didn't even know if like his dad knew where he was even at the time. So it made no sense that his father's truck was outside. So I remember him and my mother, and I think, like even myself, like, and my sister, like snuck up the stairs, in between floors, and were able to see that the on the couch on the porch, he was having sex with the lady upstairs, his father, cheating on his mother.
Where were they at? In the truck?
No, they were upstairs in Kathy's apartment having sex on the couch on the porch. And we could see, and I remember my mother like quit covering my eyes and saying, okay, everybody just back up, like,
Really?
yeah. And so here's what happened. So I don't think Joey ever said anything, right? He was crying. I remember him having tears in his eyes, though, realizing that his, mother was being cheated on. So here's what happened. Get back to the dog named Puff and stuff. Uh, One night or day or whatever, whenever it occurred, uh, his mother gets a ride home from a coworker from work. and it happened to be a male, but it was not a cheating thing. She wasn't cheating. Okay. And, you're, anyway, so anyway, this, her father, his father, I'm so sorry, Joey's father takes it as she's cheating on him with this coworker, goes out there and goes to shoot her, but he shot the dog by accident and killed Puff and Stuff.
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah. Crazy, right?
So it's passion. So what happened after that? Did she find out that he cheated on her?
I'm sure they probably split up. I just really don't remember. I don't think he came around too much after that. I had such a crush on him. He was 14 though, and I was, 8. So, I always wanted to like be around where they were hanging out, but I was the little sister, like of my sister. And he hung out with her boyfriend at the time. And so they would always sing that song, "Go away, little girl.
That was
Please
Dot
don't
Johnson.
stay." So, yeah, they would sing that to me. What'd you say?
Right, but that the sex that they were having, what this was they were on the back porch of a
Oh,
house,
the front porch.
the front porch.
And I don't even know if it was sex. I just remember one being on top of the other. You dirty pervert. She's so funny.
No, I was gonna ask you what position they were in. I wanted to know.
See how you are?
Huh?
See how you are?
I was just curious.
Pervert.
Yeah.
I just said they were laying on the couch. I was a little kid. I will tell you, I want to hear another dirty story that you could probably derive some disgusting, um, some disgusting thoughts about.
Yes.
um, that one time, right? First of all, okay, same neighborhood, the same place, same house, you know, and like, it's just so weird. Like, okay, think of it as like, just so weird. Because there was a girl that I hung around with. Her name was Lisa. Like, we were all the same, yeah, I was a little kid, yeah. And my mother covered my eyes real fast. So, and she also wanted to get Joe. Like, it was just like a shot. I remember Joey's face. And, we all just snuck up there, not expecting that, whatever. But here's another non expected. So there was like, this girl that I hung around with, and her parents, they lived together, right?
Okay.
But they were not together anymore. So the mother was, a lesbian, and the father, had a wife, and they all lived together. And then there was this other lady that lived there too. And
Interesting.
so, yeah, they were all very nice and everything. They were like kind of, hippie, like they would burn the incense and all that stuff. Remember this was like 76 or whatever. What are you doing? Like, really, Terry? You're all like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a good story.
I know, I know. I'm just busting your ass. But one time that me and my best friend at the time, she lived on the third floor. Okay.
Okay.
So she lived on the third floor. And that other, apartment that I was just talking about with those people that live, like whatever, hippie family, they were at the next door apartment. And we saw one day, me and her were playing, like in her hallway, and it had a window. Barbara says, "I'll be right back. I'm going to get something to drink." She said into this, right? We saw that um, Now remember, me and her were of young age, and so we noticed that through her third floor window, we could see down into this apartment, and they were naked, the two girls, right?
Wow.
Yeah, they were naked, and we were like, oh my god. Now, mind you, too, they were like, yeah, not, like I'm just saying that I think that was like our first like seeing something like that. We were really, uh, you know, so we ran and we got our mothers, right? Which was like, then they were all like freaking camped out, watching, my mother and her mother, and they wouldn't let us watch anymore.
But they were watching. They wouldn't let you watch, but they were watching.
They were freaking pushing us back away. We wanted to peep, but my mother and her mother, and they did just that too. They made drinks, I remember, and they turned the lights out, and they fucking sat on milk cartons. Remember when people would like cover them with the wall hangings or the like tie dye? And listen, I was 8, Rachel. Yeah, they camped out. They made drinks, and then like we would like we snuck, and we wanted to see. And they were like, "Nope, back up, you kids go." And I remember us giggling because like we could kind of see from the third step up if we, were real silent and they didn't notice us, but then we would start giggling and then they'd see. So anyway, I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but it was just like a funny memory.
You should. That's a really good story. You should share that on Bobbles live. That's a really good one.
Really,
Share it. Yeah, that's a good story.
it was a time. They moved to Oregon.
Well, it's a good
I
hippie.
was going like to stay at this, because eventually the father and his wife moved away to. They actually were living in what was an old railroad uh, train train station,
Mhm.
like now being used as like a house kind of thing. And they only had like the stove to warm, the wood stove to warm everything. And I remember taping coins on the train tracks to flatten them.
Yeah, we did that back in the 70s and the 80s.
Yep, back in the day. I don't even know if it's allowed anymore.
We were there, honey.
Hmm.
Tell Barbara Ray to get up here. How come she's? I want to hear her voice.
I know she's cute, right?
Yeah, she's a married. She's in Las Vegas. She's married.
Is she?
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. So I'm down to 2 in my chat stream, see, and they were all going, "Oh, go live, go live." What do you think about that?
Well, you have a cult following.
What do you mean I have a cult following? No, I don't.
You've had some. You've had up to 22 people in here or more. It's a good. It's a nice, intimate chat. This I'm not here. We're not here because we're just to be nice. It's good. If it was, I did. I think I did two that totally flopped. There's some people that keep their chats on all night and they'll have like 2 or 4 people watching.
Right, right. And I mean, are they not talking or are they talking?
I both. They'll like not talk and then talk.
Hmm. Rachel said she had like 5 pools she could use at any time when she was growing up. Sometimes she snuck into the pool to play with friends. I don't know. We had an in-ground pool actually, um, which was, quite luxury, back then.
Yeah.
But that was when houses were cheaper and stuff. It wasn't then, not that time would be what I'm talking about. It was when we moved. That house caught on fire. That particular house that I was talking about, just that. You have to leave,
Yeah,
secular?
yeah, I do. I'm getting sleepy.
Oh, all right.
If it's not you, it doesn't have anything to do with you. You had a good
All
40.
right. I'll keep talking. I'll just finish this one. There's like probably something going on, some kind of live stream or
No,
something,
there's
right?
not.
Yeah, yeah, right. Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. Well, go ahead then. You just leave.
I'm sleepy. I gotta go. You have a sweet good night, honey. Rest well. Keep healing. Just
You
keep
as
healing.
well.
Okay. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye
Peace
bye.
out. Goes by.
Bye. See you. Anyway, that particular house burned down, so um then we moved to another one that was, like apartments, not apartment building, but a house that was an apartment, and then we ended up getting a ranch house that was at a pool. It was nice. It was a treat for the time. But yeah, so had you heard of the little boy where houses would burn, but his paintings would not burn? No, I did not hear about that. Mm-mm. I did not hear about that. I mean, you could tell me about it, or if you want, you can come up if you want. I don't know if the link is still showing. Is it? You drop it again. It's up to you, or I could end it if there's something going on and people have like a live stream where they want to go to bed. I mean, what do you think, Rachel? Barbara, is she gone? Did she leave too, Barbara? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's something going on, like I don't know, something. I don't know, but I don't want to, keep anybody from anything. I guess I could just say goodnight then, whatever. Unless you want to hang out, Rachel, I'll hang. I don't know. You tell me, or I'll just. Well, so there was a popular print of a sad little boy in the 40s and houses would burn. Oh, you know what? I did actually hear of that. Didn't they hide it somewhere? Like, did somebody buy it and hide it or something like that? I think I did hear of that. Um, yeah, I'm not sure whatever happened to it after that. Yep. I don't know if I should just stay on or go off. Maybe I'll just go off. I just feel, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? You ever feel like that? You just don't know what to say. Trying to. No, I'm not feeling tired. I'm feeling like, here, I'm gonna just drop this right here. Here, wait. Yeah, no, I just, I was just, kind of did feel like talking and chatting and stuff, but um, that I didn't know maybe I was not myself. I don't know what to think anymore. I appreciate it, Rachel. I do. But I didn't want to, like, I want to, here, you want to come up? Come up, because you're a good chatter. You're a good talker. And I don't want to not hear somebody talking, but I don't know if I want it to be me. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean. I know you do, but I'm just, um, but maybe there is a live stream or something that's going on and people are, I
Mic check, mic check.
knew you were going to say that. That's so cute.
Okay, hold on. Let me exit out of the last screen. Damn it. I did not. Shoot. You there?
You didn't what? Yeah, I can hear you.
I did not exit out of my camera, so you're looking at a black screen. Sorry about that.
That's fine. If that's fine with you, it's fine.
Yeah, it's good with me. How are you feeling, Tracy? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just
A long
um,
day?
yeah, long day and just I don't even know how to put it in words.
Overwhelming?
Yeah, everything is.
You're kind of amped up a little bit because of everything, even though you were knocked out for the procedure?
Yeah, I feel like I slept real good.
Yeah,
That's you
exactly.
know.
Yeah, you have like you're amped up, you have a little bit extra energy.
Yeah, maybe because it was like like totally undisturbed sleep, kind of in a way.
You were in twilight.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yep.
when you wake up, and they're waking you up, and I did drink 2 cups of coffee. She gave me coffee.
They gave you a coffee before the surgery or
No,
after
no,
to wake you up?
after.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes.
She
Correct.
asked what I wanted. She gave me a selection.
Shit, I would have asked for ice cream and popsicles and all that stuff.
Well, she didn't give me those selections.
Darn it.
Yeah, she didn't give me those ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here's Babbling with Bobble.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, right here.
Hey,
Hey,
no, I came to
Bubbles.
be mean. I came to be mean for a minute.
Oh no.
Why?
Don't
Can I
be
be
mean.
can I be mean on your channel? Say yes.
Uh-oh. What
Say
did
yes,
she
I
say?
can be mean.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Did y'all check out Sharon's video where she has a thumbnail of her no job having ass holding up $100 bill?
Bah.
Just 100, really? I have like a stack of those I could show her.
Just $100 bill.
No,
Can
but
you
I
believe
did see
that?
your thumbnail where I read it, and it was the one that you had changed, like from the turtle, I think, and you changed it, and then I was able to read it close up where it
Oh
had
yeah, her comments, yes.
yeah,
Where
about
she
I
was
didn't go over
buying.
gloating.
there. I didn't
Yeah,
go over
Yeah.
there.
I don't go
Yeah,
over
she's
there.
gloating on
Yeah, but
that.
yeah.
I just looked over because, I try to skim through her chats just to see who's who, because people can be really two faced. So I
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
skimmed through. So I went over there just to see because I knew that she had come on. Like, she didn't come on Sunday or Monday when I'm off. She waits 15 minutes until, I'm coming on, right? Then she decides
Right.
to come on to open her presents that she gets from everybody. But this bitch's thumbnail for her live is her holding up $100 bill. How much more can she tell people, fuck you for sending me your money?
I
That's
cannot
a,
even
Damn.
imagine that from the amount of times that we have even mentioned that word floating,
Yeah,
that it's
gloating.
still a constant
Good
that
point,
she's
Tracy.
doing it. I mean,
That is
you would
so
think at
messed up.
some point, and that's so disappointing because me, like I'll go, well, I've always liked Sharon, so I'll, not liked her
Yeah.
like that way, but I totally see where you were coming from the beginning of, the donation, but now to see the gloating,
hmm And
she
now
has
the
no
$100
control over
bill.
what people send her, but now she's partaking in, like you said, like the gloating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
have
to
to
say
find
it
my
once, you would think
picture,
somebody would say, you know what, that is kind of poor taste. I shouldn't do that.
Tracy. Tracy, I'm gonna have to
Like,
find my picture where I'm holding this rolled wad of cash. Remember when you used to roll your wads? This sucker's like
oh
4
my
inches
God.
diameter. There's so much cash in it. I'm holding it up like I'm pimping.
Oh my
Like
God. I
six,
should go to
nine grand, something like that.
I should definitely go to the ATM before Thursday, my next live, and then just do a
And like
bankroll,
roll a
Yeah,
big bankroll.
like this with all my, like
Yeah. Like
$1,000, like, fuck
fan
you,
it out.
bitch.
Shit,
And
$100, it
funny
ain't
is
shit.
I
$9,000,
really
6,000.
haven't heard you mention her
My
too much
ATM isn't going to
lately.
let me get 6,000 out at
Oh,
one
okay, sorry.
time. Yeah,
But I
it's not
haven't
going to let
True,
heard
me
you
get that
mention
much.
her too much
true,
lately,
true.
right? And it
Right.
seems that in the way of the gloating is a
Mm.
way of her goading as well.
Mhm.
I don't
Like
Yeah.
think she knows
goading
what
you
she's
on.
doing because she doesn't know she's pissing people off, though, by her just
No,
flaunting
she
stuff.
does know.
Like I asked JC, I was like, will it look bad if I go on her channel and leave a comment, which idiot gave you $100 for you to shoot up? And he was like, no, leave it alone. I was like, fuck.
JC Bear doesn't like stirring the pot. He's not a pot
But he
stirrer.
listens though. He always
I
listens to, like,
know,
he's
but
one
he's
of the only
always
people
so
that don't tell me
quiet.
to shut up.
He's
hmm
always so
He's usually
quiet.
working too. He works from home,
Oh,
so
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So
I did not know that.
Sharon and Rich were like, oh ha ha, her mods and her panel don't even like, agree with her, and I'm like, but
What?
he's working. Yeah, they said
Yeah,
that. I'm like,
that's
but he's
crazy.
working.
Did,
You
are
know.
they? Wait, Bobbles. Did she mention my name? Please tell me. Outer. Did she
No,
mention
not
R and
that I
R?
know of.
Rochelle
No,
Reed.
no,
Rest and
no,
relaxation. Nothing. No, not even a slight
no,
hint towards me. Shit, that bitch is
Mhm,
no.
smart then.
mhm.
No, she's not smart.
No, I
Like
mean to
No,
leave
she's
me
not
today,
alone.
smart.
To leave
like
me
But it
alone.
seems
today,
like it might even be. I mean, here we all are, like
She knows to
saying
leave me
about
alone.
the rehab, like, and she's still
she said
gloating.
she's going again to rehab in a week from now.
Yeah, I thought she put some picture up of
But
her. Like, I
shit,
thought it was
Bubbles,
like,
I was on
No,
your
it is.
panel bad mouthing her too.
You don't see the picture yet of her holding up the $100 bill?
No, I don't
no,
go
Hold
there.
on.
I didn't look. Oh, you got it?
But Tracy, I'm on Bobbles' panel like I was
Let
bad
it sit for a
mouthing
second.
Sharon or whatever her
Hold on.
name is.
It's supposed to, it should stop being all blurry or white in a
Yeah, it should
minute.
focus.
Right.
Like she does the
I
lives
can
that
look
Yeah, I
she
anyway.
can't
I
see
does.
mean, I don't want to get like
anything.
copyrighted or
It's
nothing,
not.
No, no,
Oh,
you're
it's
not
not
going.
coming
Yeah,
up. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not coming up on
right,
my phone. Like when I look on
right,
my phone,
right.
it's not coming up, but
Yeah,
it's coming up on my TV, but it's not coming
yeah,
up on my phone.
I
Oh,
believe
So
sometimes
you.
that
Yeah,
happens where it's not in the list of videos and then you have to wait for it to
yeah,
post. Yeah.
cuz she doesn't use StreamYard. She doesn't know how.
Yeah.
now you messed up your
Um
camera on
I
you.
know, but she doesn't know how to use StreamYard. So whenever she gets done with her lives, some things you can watch them on and some devices you can't, but you can't even see like the live replay of the chat. You can't see on hers until like after so many hours because
Yeah.
she doesn't use
Yeah.
StreamYard. You
Yeah. You got
know,
to wait until they post.
Right,
yeah. So yeah, it's
right.
got her with $100 bill. I need to take a picture of it. I wanted to take a screenshot just to have in my reservoir, just in case I need to use it.
Reservoir. Your trunk.
Ask her for what she paid, what she used it for. A
That's what I
You
receipt.
wanted.
know,
Like like
Repeat,
I think I'm
repeat.
blocked on her channel. Like I'm blocked.
Create a new
Um,
avatar.
No, no, no.
Easy.
You could do it through your thumbnail. Just say or your title. Okay, we saw that you took that out. Now
Oh,
repeat,
on Bobble's
please.
channel.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Like
Repeat.
you know
it's
that does get many, 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 many views. So I would go there.
what's funny
Continue
is
the
that the other day when she left me that comment about
yeah.
all the stuff that she got, and I like four of these, yeah.
Mhm.
Right before that comment, she put a comment on the Pet Peeves channel, which is that's where it was from. But she put a comment saying, "Isn't it amazing how I like?" Or this is the most views you've had, or something like that, because of me. Basically saying I got views because it was
Yawn.
about her. But she said that about my video, but now I'm like two away from 1,000 on a whole nother video, a different video, so she can take
Had
that
nothing
comment
to
and
do with
stick it.
her on that video, right? I
Well, no,
wonder
it
where
still
all
has
those
something to
people
do with
came
her,
from,
but
Bobbles.
I don't
No,
know.
Bobbles was on a good road anyway. She, from what I was seeing, your thumbnail, um, and your titles and yourself, who you are
Yeah,
was, you know, you were
I
headed
was
in a good
growing,
direction.
Yeah,
you
definitely. You
know,
are growing. It's good to have friends that know friends, though.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I
I've seen
find
a
that
million
you tell the
times. I
truth
didn't.
about things and it's refreshing.
Yes.
We were talking about that too, like how there's all kinds of people on channels dogging these addicts, calling them scammers and stuff, but yet I'm the one that gets the shit. So there's something about me that they obviously it just irks them more for me to think the way I do than the other channels thinking exactly the way I do too.
Well,
I don't
I
Oh
know,
my
think,
something's
goodness,
wrong.
but what you did with RH and that whole crew and just, own your actions, words and deeds and you just put it out there that these
and
people
I'll
don't
tell
think
you
that
something
way. They
else
only think
too
that
that
way in the
really,
shadows. Oh, I'm
that
sorry, Trace, I
really
was
made a
talking.
difference. No, I know, but there's something that really made a difference
Okay.
was you motherfucker.
Oh, I know that's what I was talking about. The evil came out. Oh,
Oh
like
my
I
That
would
was
live
god.
that
away from the
not
continent.
surprising, Rachel?
That
Huh?
was fucked up.
That was the demon in her.
It
When
was
wait a
It
second.
was
shocking.
funny though. It was so
It's just
funny.
it just people can portray themselves in the nicest possible way in front of the camera and between friends,
Yeah.
and then in the shadows they're a totally different person. And then when they're confronted about the truth, the demons come out. I swear to God.
Mhm. Oh yeah. There's, Rita's a part of that crowd that will attack,
Oh yeah.
like, that one for all for one
Mhm.
mentality.
Yeah.
And
I
I think,
mean,
And
you
they were telling
knew
you to
full
ban
well.
me, Bobbles. Remember that shit? Right in front of me. I was
mhm.
on that stream. Oh, do you trust me? Do you trust me? And it was like, you said, no, don't ban anybody unless I approve it. And I was like, thank you, Lord Jesus, Bobbles. I love you.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
big about that. Like, if I don't know somebody, if 20 people could be like, oh, that person's awful. Until that person does something to me,
Hmm.
I'm not going to be a bitch because of something they supposedly did to somebody else. So that's not me. I
Exactly.
don't,
I
yeah,
think
like,
I
I don't,
remember seeing the night like that was on a different channel, right? And you were on in their panel, and
mm,
they were telling you, oh, that person has a problem with you, and you said, oh, I don't know why they would have a problem with me. I
mm-hmm.
don't know them, and they said, I don't have a problem with you.
Yeah, I stood up right. I mean, it was right away the
Mm,
person I know you're talking about. And
yeah,
she was like,
and
I
they
don't have a
said,
problem.
yeah, and they
Exactly.
said that other person was said, well, if they've got a problem with me, then they've got a problem with you. And all
Like,
this
that's not how it
time,
works.
right?
That's
And
Yeah.
not how
all
it
this
works.
time, you had been thinking that this person was telling you like advice, saying,
Good
Not that
advice.
you were,
Mhm.
but I mean, but then it became so clear that moment where he was
They had their
saying,
own agenda. Yeah.
yeah, he had his
Yeah.
own agenda on you.
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh
This
That's
is
yeah.
what they do, though. They put feelers out on different channels and try to control you to their narrative. I've been telling everybody that, but nobody listens to me. And,
Yeah, I've
I'm
had a
not,
few try to, oh,
yeah.
Yakuza, come here. Are you
Oh, he's a
okay?
little doggy.
He's sick again. I need to go get some Lysol and spray the
Oh,
carpets down because it just keeps passing back and forth.
no.
He tried to jump
Yeah.
on the bed and he couldn't make it. And he's not the type of
Oh,
dog
it was
to
epic
not make it on the
fail.
bed.
Yeah.
No, Kuzi,
how old is
Kuzi,
he,
come here.
Bob? He's older,
He's
right?
kind
8.
of like
He,
13, 8, oh, 8,
oh, the one that's sick now is 8. Kuzi,
8.
come
Okay.
here.
Oh, you
Come
have
on. You
two.
can
Are
do
they
it.
pugs?
One's a pug. The 14-year-old's a pug. He's feeling better now, but the Lochin that I have, he's 8, and he's the one that's sick this week. Kuzi, come here. Yakuza, come.
Aw.
Did you ever read the book, The
Oh,
Art of Racing in the Rain, Bobbles?
Yeah.
mm-mm,
I
no.
have. I've
The
seen the
Art of
movie
Racing
too.
in the Rain is such a great book, and don't just see the movie. You know what I mean? The book
Yeah, I'm a
is.
movie person instead of the book
Yeah.
person.
No, I
Me
know, but the
too.
thing is when I tell you this, like, it's the reason why, and I know being a person with that you have tattoos, that you'll. I don't know
Oh.
if Rachel has any tattoos, but
No, I don't. Not one.
yeah, right. But the reason why I have my A Senna, um,
Mm,
and this to sound like, okay, maybe spiritual or like, kind of thing. Um, that surgeon today that did the surgery on me,
yeah.
he knew who my tattoo was. It says
Oh,
A-Center.
wow. How
Oh, that's cool
Yeah.
special.
as shit.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, and he knew
Definitely.
that when I first months and months ago before the chemo started, he said, "Oh, is that Ayrton Senna?" And he said, he grew up in Brazil and Portugal, and
Right.
he was how Ayrton Senna was a hero. He passed away. For me, he was
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
only alive 11.20 seconds in my life.
Mm.
But he
Yeah.
was alive longer than that, but I only caught him alive 11.20 seconds.
Right.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and it was in 1994. And when he, like I had the tattoo, it's like at the top of my shoulder. I got it when my
Right.
daughter was 16, 18 years
Yeah.
after his death. And when he crashed, it was like I knew something significant had
Mm,
changed in the atmosphere of the world.
Wow.
Almost like, that butterfly effect, the wings of a
Yeah.
butterfly effect. Yeah.
yeah.
And that the atmosphere. Now, I'm not a racing fan. I don't watch racing.
Hey,
I'm not
Cheryl.
into
Cheryl.
NASCAR. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, you guys. I'm so sorry. Um, but I'm lost in my tattoo story. I'm sorry. If I
Oh, you're
change the
good.
subject too, but so so when he hit that wall, it was like the breath got knocked out of me. Now I'm not a
Yeah.
racing fan, but there was nothing
Yeah.
else on. It was 6:30 in the morning, and my daughter's father, she wasn't born yet,
Hmm.
and he said, "Oh, just leave this on," because he was a racing fan, but not Formula One. He was more NASCAR. So
Oh, okay.
anyway,
Yeah.
it stayed in my life. Like I was certain that I had witnessed this guy's soul leave this earth at that.
Wow.
It was
It's
live,
Interesting.
like from
cool.
Italy.
Mm.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
it's
So
funny
what?
live
He
from
how,
was
Italy.
like,
yeah,
he was
like
like
a,
the Le Mans cars, like
The Monte
the
Carlo, like the no, oh no, like the
Formula,
Formula One, the
yeah, Formula
low
One.
one.
like with the Le Mans are the real wide and low
Yeah,
racing
it's like
Oh,
the
cars.
yeah, if
yeah,
that's what they're
yeah.
called. They're different.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what my
the
dad
low
used
one.
to drive. Yeah, he drove
Really?
the Le
Oh
Mm-hmm.
Mans.
my God, that's so
Hmm.
Yeah,
cool.
That's what brought
Wow.
us over here to America was because of his racing.
Wow.
He
really. So
traveled the
Awesome.
you
world
would like
racing.
You're
the
a
book. You have to read
celebrity.
that then,
No,
Bob. It's
I'm
Art
not.
of Racing
Yes,
in the
you
Rain.
are.
Maybe my
But
dad, if people know Le Mans racing, but
No,
not
that's
me.
so cool. Yeah, it's part of your family history. But isn't it funny how
Yeah.
like tattoos bring you right back to a memory because you're honoring something, and music will do that too.
Yeah, music does that
Music
too.
and
Yeah.
tattoos. Well, I've got
Yeah.
Mhm.
music lyrics. Let's see, turn it this no that way. I have music
Oh, I
Depeche.
thought that's what that was.
Yeah, I have music lyrics going across my
Oh, wow.
Actually, it's not
That's,
Depeche Mode. Let me see. It's George
I can't hear
Michael.
you good
yeah, you're
anymore.
kind of really low, Bubbles.
Um,
Did something get loose? Connection?
I don't know. I'm
You
45.
moved
Everything
it
gets
like
loose.
to show us something, and then when you moved it
Yeah,
Is
you're
it
kind
back,
of
better
really
now?
tinny.
Is it now?
Yes, still now.
Now?
A little bit louder, yeah.
I'm guessing I just.
Oh,
oh,
you're
now it's
back.
good.
You're back.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Mhm. That's good. But
I set
anyway,
my camera for the live, and then I don't. Yeah, I should have
right.
fucked. I shouldn't have fucked with it. Trying to show y'all the Sharon gloating with her her whole $100 bill.
Yeah.
That's
But
so much
18 years
money.
later, my daughter, she would
Oh
read
my
that book,
goodness.
The Art of Racing in the
Mhm.
Rain,
Mhm.
and she would have it on the coffee table all the time. Like, it had been there since, she was 13. She'd read it over and over again. And
Yeah.
so one night I was telling her the story about Ayrton Senna, right? And I
Mhm.
hadn't read the book. I picked up a page. I'd read a page of it, and it was so sad. But
Yeah.
there's happy too in it, like there's laughing times, just like a story
Yeah.
told from the eyes of a dog. And
Mhm.
here's my dog. I
Oh.
said to her, I go, Rachel, I go, you know me, I'm not a religious person. I go, in fact, I'm not, like any religious, religion,
Yeah.
but I do have faith, or spirituality. And I said,
Yeah.
but I said, Rachel, you know me, I'm not a religious person. In fact, I'm agnostic, but I swear to you that night I witnessed this man's soul. That day I witnessed this
Oh.
man's soul leave this earth. And she goes, Mom, I've heard those exact words before. Now, I had
From
never
where?
heard nor read them. Okay.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
comes out with the book, The Art of Racing in the Rain, and she
Uh,
turns to this chapter where the first person out to him on the track that day, they were on Howard
mhm.
Stern, and they said those words verbatim,
Oh
Wow.
wow. That's
That's
verbatim.
cool.
cool.
And she's
Oh
got
my God. People call
highlighted
JC Bear
quotes.
Robin.
Why? Why
I'm
do they
Oh,
I'm
she's
call
his
Howard
JC
Stern.
sidekick.
Bear Robin?
Cause
No,
they
because
say
she's
I'm
her
Howard
sidekick.
Stern.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm Howard
Oh.
Stern, and he's Robin. Poor
exactly.
guy.
Yeah. But she
Oh,
had
okay. I
highlighted
don't watch
quotes
Howard
from
Stern.
Ayrton Senna to succeed and the will to succeed, and they were inspiring her to be a
Yeah.
good
Oh,
student
exactly.
and all that. And I just thought, wow, the irony that he was
Mhm.
dead even before
Yeah.
she was born, so he deserved an homage, and that's why I got the
Oh, of
A7.
That's
course.
neat.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
definitely a nice
cool.
story too, tied with the
Yeah,
tattoo
I like when the
yeah,
involving
world
your daughter.
does stuff like that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know, like deja vu and stuff like that. Oh my God, I get that all the
Yeah.
time, Bobbles. If you
I like
got
that
that, you wouldn't want that.
shit. I
well,
don't get
the
deja
No.
the
vu a lot,
surgeon
but
knowing who he was, it put both me and
yeah.
my daughter at ease in a certain kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you tell him that he's one of the smart people that roam around? Because we're like in the world of stupid people lately.
Jeez, isn't that the truth? Or evil
I just felt
people.
like it was a sign from Ayrton Senna, kind of, Like sometimes I
Mhm.
think my
Yeah.
daughter might be reincarnated from that driver, and that's why she,
Hmm.
you know,
You
why it
never
happened,
know.
right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you just
I'm
Yeah,
never
sorry, guys.
know.
I
she's
don't
got the
mean to
will
sit
to
there and
succeed.
yawn.
Oh
I'm so
no,
No,
that's
no, I
used when
know
I
okay.
you said it
yawn.
before. Yeah,
Well, it's like 3 a.m. Bobble, 3:06.
I know. I still
Yeah.
gotta go.
When
I'm
does
I
starting to
know,
rub my
Mr.
but
eyes and get
to get
bags
back
under
to
my
the
eyes.
meanness, not meanness really, but to get back to that, when they say the name that can't be spoken, I kind of thought that was me too. Like, I think there's names that can't be spoken.
What is wrong with that girl? I don't even know her.
The name that
Don't even
can't
know
be
her.
spoken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
There's
because,
somebody there's somebody
yeah,
they call a name that can't be spoken 1.0, and then I'm the name that can't be spoken 2.0.
So that's a channel
apparently.
name that can't be spoken 1.0?
Pretty
Is
much,
that
yeah, a person. They don't
okay?
want to say my name.
So that's a channel name,
No,
name that can't be spoken.
No,
no,
they're
no,
saying it.
no.
Oh,
Rachel
on
Yeah,
knows.
her
We can say
channel,
it.
your
Go
name.
ahead. You can say it.
yeah, her channel. She doesn't want anybody to say
Oh,
Bubbles, babbling with Bubbles. So they say the name that cannot be spoken 2.0.
Yeah, but I
'Cause
feel like they mean me.
on the
Name that can't
1.0,
be spoken.
I heard it was Miss Passion,
1.0? What's 1.0?
the first name that can't be spoken.
There's
I
a
heard it was
channel
Miss
the
Passion.
name that can't be spoken.
No. Oh my Jesus. Okay, listen. On Jules' channel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She said that there's the name that cannot be spoken. So whoever this 1.0, the name that cannot be spoken 1.0, they can't say her name or their name, and then I'm the name that can't be spoken 2.0. So the first
Oh,
2.0.
person
so
they
there
can't
is.
say,
Oh, so yeah, I am the
yeah.
one. Yeah, oh, really? I
But
did
I
not
heard it was
know
Miss
that.
Passion.
Did
I heard it was
they?
No,
Miss
no,
Passion
no. That
though.
it's me. Rachel knows, right? Rachel?
Okay, but I can't believe these girls just fell into it. They actually put words with numbers. So they know
Yeah, like,
nothing about juju. Wow, I'm going to
And
have
they
fun
think
with
that they're
them.
not bullies.
but I didn't do anything, and yeah, I'm being called a bully, but I don't know this
And
bitch, and
they're
she's
the
gonna
bullies.
tell people to boycott me. Like, that's
Right.
bullying.
It
So
is.
Oh,
how am I a
absolutely.
fucking bully when you're telling people to boycott me?
Well,
The
look
fuck?
what
Yeah.
happened to me as well with the Munchausen syndrome.
It's fucked up. That Jules
How come
woman
they leave
doesn't.
me alone though? Because they know better? Because I know juju?
I don't
No.
You
know,
know,
but
the
they.
brakes might fall off your truck or shit
No,
might
it's because
become
you don't have a
detached.
channel, Rachel.
Yeah, it's probably because you don't have a
Yeah, but it
channel.
doesn't matter. You can mention me in your chat.
No,
But
it doesn't matter.
how can you name me a bully, but then say people need to boycott my channel? I don't even know
Mm.
her. I mean, I know about her now. I know her first, middle, last name, where she lives, when she lost her nursing license, what's her drug of choice, why she keeps leaving rehab. Like, I knew all this
Damn,
information within
girl.
an hour. Yeah, within an hour of
Damn.
finding out that she was doing, because I didn't know. I didn't know her channel. And within an
JWJ,
hour,
yeah.
So you know,
yeah, I
so
didn't.
you didn't know who I was talking about when I was saying that they marched into a live stream and said that I had Munchausen syndrome?
I had no clue who you were talking about. I
Oh
Yeah,
didn't know
boy.
all
that's what I
these
was talking about.
people.
Her.
I don't know all these
She was
people,
my
but
friend for supposedly my friend for a month.
mm,
Okay, she reached out to
mm,
me
Mhm.
and was like, she's starting to, she was gonna start
you
her
stink.
channel,
You
and
stinky dog.
and,
Mm,
and then she like ends up talking to that particular person, the one that was
Right. We know
posting
who
your
that is.
phone number, right? This is
yeah,
before you even came along, okay?
Mhm.
yeah. Mm.
Or if you were in chosen ones, I didn't see you then because I wasn't in there, you know. And I had
I started
shared out
going
her
into
link
chosen one maybe July,
Yeah.
like, but I
in
didn't start
July.
talking until like the end of July, August.
True.
Like, I was quiet. Like, I'm quiet on a lot of channels. Like, a lot of people don't even know I'm watching them, which is
Right,
creepy.
and
But
then
like
I got
YouTube,
banned like in September.
I know they
Blocked in
talked a lot of shit
September.
about you. I never knew who you were, but I
Yeah.
knew that, like, I knew all kinds of weird shit, but I didn't know who you were. I didn't have a.
Right, and you know what? And that person was actually that V person cloning me, doing those things and going in there. But that all
Well,
started because that person we're talking about now with the channel that is boycotting you,
mm,
she,
trying to boycott me,
right, well,
Right?
she
Trying.
turned
trying,
around
but
like
people,
we were
curiosity
friends,
kills the
talked on
cat.
the phone.
Mhm.
And then she marched into somebody's live stream, and you knew it was her because she was Wrench. And she marched into their live
Mm,
stream. Now, I was none the wiser, did not know it was
yeah,
occurring. and she marched in and said
Oh,
I was running a racket. Called me,
Yeah.
you know who I'm talking about, the woman
Yeah.
with the car lady, the car
Yeah.
lady.
but
Yeah,
Tom
she
doesn't
called
like
me the
her
car
either,
lady.
from what I understand.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tom, right? That's what she said, but now it's like it was so fucked up. Was it not, Rachel? Wasn't it fucked
Oh,
up? What?
Tom is so hot and
Not Tom.
cold.
I'm talking about her.
Yeah, I know, but Bobble said Tom. He's so hot and cold that he will ban a channel and then a couple months later unban them and be friends with them. He's,
Yeah, I've
he's
noticed
an
that.
Aquarius
Yeah,
man. There's no Aquarius
I've
man is
noticed
no
that.
satisfying
Yeah,
him at all
I'm
in his
waiting for
whole
him to
life.
yell about
But
me, and so
but
I'm still
yes,
waiting for him to be like that
Tracy,
fucking Bobbles bitch.
yeah, Tracy, I was there the whole time. Like I said, you and I got into it. We were on the same channel. That shit happened twice between us.
Yeah,
And
but
it
I'm
just,
talking about her saying she was going to demand her donation back
oh,
because I
yeah,
was
yeah. I
running
was,
a racket and she probably paid one of my car payments. And somebody who is still in her live streams now, right? That was a friend of mine for a good probably year and a half before the
yeah,
cancer even came along on CW's channel.
yeah.
Sit there, and a lot of them do. They sit there in that live stream. They were all in the one where she like she, like, what is it, like she attacked me without me even knowing it was going on. And that's when, you
So
know,
she has a history of just like picking someone and being like, I'm gonna be a total bitch to that person.
Well, what they
me,
do is they suck you in and be your friend at first so they can gather information on you, and then they turn. And if you show them your back, that knife is
Mhm.
embedded, right, Tracy?
no, but it wasn't like that with her. She did, like, I heard her in a live stream the other day say, oh, and I'm so happy for the friends that I have on YouTube. I think the way that we all found like we found each other somehow, some way. And I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
thank Tracy.
yeah,
She
I
had
feverishly dropped her link,
three
even
on
to
her
you, Rachel.
channel.
Remember?
Yeah, three on her channel until
She's
Tracy spread
obviously
her link around. She's delusional. She's
she
unappreciative. She's,
she definitely has
yeah,
problems. I mean, to fuck with
defo.
Free.
me for no reason, that was stupid.
Oh,
And
I know
Stupid.
why.
Angie, I just
Because
want to
you
say,
have
wait a second,
more than
Tracy.
her on her channel. Just what Rachel just said.
Yeah.
Even with being on as much as she's been on with all her subs, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, she has a lot of subs. Yeah.
But Bobbles, you have more in your live
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah. Exactly. And
Yeah.
I just,
Mm.
can I say
So it's like
something
a
about?
jealousy thing. I
Oh
heard she
yeah, it's all
didn't.
jealousy.
Like I heard that she said that she wasn't gonna do a live and she was gonna stay off YouTube because what's her boyfriend's name, Joe Knapp.
Yeah, Joe.
Um
Mhm.
yeah, that I heard that he left her and that's why she was throwing a fit saying she's not coming
I
on YouTube.
read her when I was chit chatting with her and I was on her channel for a brief time. I absolutely read her and told her exactly how they met, how he was, the disposition, and things like that, what their personalities were with each other. And her jaw dropped. She was like, "Did I tell that on a live stream?" I'm like, "No, I'm reading you, bitch." you know.
Did
But
you
she
But
met him.
really?
Angie,
She was an escort and she met
but
him.
but wait a second. Angie is doing her lives in a friggin' hallway. In a hallway. She's not even in a room, Angie.
No, I like
I do it from
Chatting
Angie.
I do
chattering
it
with
from my
Angie.
bed. I'm
Yeah,
in
but
my
this
I mean,
bed.
I don't.
she
I
is in
think
a
I'm not even. I don't know
hallway.
if I don't
She's
go to
in
her
a
channel, but
hallway.
she's never done anything to me, so I don't want to take it to Angie because
But you
she's.
didn't say that. I said it. So
I
I'm
know, but she
sorry.
is. So I just thought,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, Tracy. I was
yeah,
talking to Bobble, so it was just
She
chit chat gossip.
apologized to me today. Like she
Ooh.
sincerely apologized to me in about 3 or 4
yeah,
Of
texts.
course
Yeah.
she would.
yeah. But
I was straight
Angie
up with
can.
her, I was like, yeah, we can be friends, but you know, this, this,
But
this,
I'm
this,
more
and
interested
this.
now. Let me ask you about this, Bobbles. When you were just
Hmm.
talking about, somebody leaving somebody, right? Now I
That's what
saw
I heard.
that
It
she
was
looked
that
that
and not
way.
me.
Mm.
Mhm.
Like it seemed that way
Mhm.
from what I was looking at, and I was like, I didn't want to speculate, but now that we brought it up,
Yeah, my intuition when I saw that was that something went awry with, with her boyfriend who supposedly is her husband, but they both have two different last names, so they're not
Yeah,
technically married. Um,
exactly.
but
right,
that's what
and I
my intuition
wonder, like,
said.
I
Dude left
feel
her.
the
Or,
And do you know her little chicken cam? That was my idea. I gave that to her because I
oh
like
my
helping
God, you're,
people.
can I just say that you are
What?
such a one-upper, Rachel.
What?
You are a one-upper,
You
and I've
know,
even
if
told
I
my mom, but you
what the
do. You are the
fuck?
funniest thing I've ever seen because you know I love you to pieces. You know
I'm
I do.
doing what
You know I do.
now? I'm one upping Tracy. Is that what she's telling me?
No, not me. I'm just saying you're the funniest because you'll go, and I gave her that chicken coop
I
idea.
did. I told her to put a fucking camera on her
So
chickens, and
funny
people will
as
go and
hell.
look at that
Yeah.
stuff. I
I
have a couple
told her to
channels
put
I
a
look at
camera
like
on her
that.
chicken.
oh my God, Faye like held it over my head that she came up with my channel name.
I saw
Oh
She's like,
my
that.
I
god,
gave
I
you your
saw that.
name.
I
I'm
I
like,
saw
saw
thank
that.
you,
that.
I appreciate it.
I know.
I gave you, props for doing it, like in a whole video, throughout the video, a long
I
time ago,
actually
but
like though tonight I heard busting the bullshit with Bobble.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that.
busting the bullshit
Yeah, and you
bubbles.
know what?
BB
I feel
loungers.
like you could be
Love
like, you know
BB
what
Hmm.
loungers.
really burns my ass? You know? Yeah. Fucking
Bobbles
will
is a
show up like
badass.
Peter Griffin did. Remember his little he had a segment, Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
was like, you know what really chaps my ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone kept asking me tonight, what's it about? What's it about? I'm like, freedom of speech. Just say whatever you want to say tonight. And I wasn't even going to talk about, that Jules chick or Sharon and stuff. But
Talk
as
about
soon
what
as I
you
saw,
want. Do what you do.
I know, but I wasn't planning on it. But that levy was yelled at by them for asking, you know, if I was the cause of Jules going, because she never answered me.
OMG.
I'm like, I don't know,
Oh.
but that's what got me started on them tonight. But I so got to take a picture. This shit needs to load because I've got to put it in my reservoir, like I said, just in
In my
case.
reservoir.
She's putting it in
Yeah,
her black bag.
I think the thing is
yeah.
too is that you had the same thing happen like as you know um where you lost your wrench like that, and it's so like he expects
Ostracized.
people to be. I know you refused it, Rachel.
No, I mean Bobbles got ostracized after she lost her
No, I
wrench. She got
know, but I
yeah.
did want to say she did refuse it, maybe because she read him immediately and didn't want to give him that
Really?
power,
I
right?
got lucky with Tom though. Like Tom actually, he wouldn't tell me why I was missing my wrench on the live, like in public. He kept
Right.
saying, "I'll tell you on the phone." Like why? So he didn't say it,
He didn't
on the live
embarrass
stream like he
you.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people he'll embarrass. He don't care,
Oh
but
yeah.
he did say that he would call me and tell
Mhm.
me why. And I don't know if it's because he didn't want to out his mods in public by saying, hey, it was 4 mods that said your channel's
Right.
bad.
Right.
Yeah, but
So I'm
those three
thinking
mods were on your channel afterwards. So I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, everyone's like, you need to watch out for this person, you need to watch out for that person. And I'm always like, okay, but I have my own eyes and my own brains. I can see
no,
what
but you know
people
who it was?
are
It was the
doing.
V person cloning,
Oh, in
Oh,
your
cloning.
I know
case,
who.
Tracy. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I know who the 4 mods are.
No, but
Oh,
I'm
everybody
telling you,
does.
it was
You think
cloning.
it's a secret, Bobbles? Everybody does. Everybody knows what's going on. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out with those little petty girls what's going on.
This is just
Shit.
crazy that shit gets like this, though. You know, like I don't. It's
Okay, I'll
weird.
give you an example. Okay, wait, Tracy, and wait, Bobbles. Have you ever had a sticker book? Like a
Mm-hmm.
regular sticker book. Like it
Yeah,
has nice stickers in it, like horses or
yeah,
ponies or rainbows. What the
yeah,
hell do you
Yeah.
do with a sticker book? You like take the sticker off and you peel it off and you put it on something else, right?
yeah.
Right? Everybody knows that,
Yeah.
right? Everybody
Yeah.
knows that, right? Well, one of the mods doesn't know that. MM.
And
Marishka?
M.
MM?
Who?
Marishka?
Yeah, I
Mama
know who she's
Mary.
talking about. Yeah, yeah. She's saying about,
Who's Marishka?
Oh, I was just
Mari.
saying
She's
Marishka
talking
is
about
like
Mari.
Mary. Yeah, Mari.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
she's the only one that emailed me about like when the fight
Me
broke out with Sharon.
too.
But that's her
She
job. That's her job. She is mediator. They assign
No,
that to her
no.
because she doesn't want the trauma drama. Please, they all do a
No, but
role.
listen, let me finish. You need to
Ooh,
understand that if Bobbles, if you look back at this particular video that I made, and it's got a Bruins, um, the cup, like a, what do they call them? You put them on the table. Coaster.
cut.
trophy,
Mm,
Right?
coaster.
posters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
coaster. Sorry.
coaster. Bruins coaster is the thumbnail. And
Mm,
it was when first it occurred to me. I knew that this particular person, the one who put your phone number, was saying about your phone number.
Okay, we're back to
mm.
that.
Yeah, because that's where it is. That's what
Yeah,
you
but
know.
we weren't talking about that. Me and Bobbles were
I
talking
am,
about
but listen
something
to me. You
different.
don't understand. That's who got you. Now listen. That's who got you. Got knocked off. CW's channel.
Vern?
With Bobbles, no.
Yes.
That's what happened with you, Tracy, not what happened with Bobbles.
Listen to me. Listen to
Yeah.
me. In the same line that he was. See, the thing is he then went on to Bobbles after, doing the same thing.
Very
What
true.
yeah, he then went on to Bobbles. Now he's focused on Bobbles.
Well,
But he
yeah, he
started to
helped
focus
her
on,
get her lives up and stuff. He helped her technically how to do that. He taught her how to do that, and then
yes,
No,
that's
he
but
when
in the
the
didn't.
same sense, he was
Whoa, whoa,
ruining
whoa,
misunderstanding
them.
whoa.
happened. Huh?
No, whoa, 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 whoa. Vern did not help me get my stream up. I learned how to do StreamYard on my own. The
Oh,
only
I'm
thing that
sorry.
Vern The only thing, I don't care what he says, oh, I gave her so much help. The only help that he gave me is he sat on the co-host and put my link in the chat for me.
I'm
And then
I'm sorry.
on the Kama Sutra, he showed
Yeah, the
the
pictures
figurines.
move.
That's all he
Bobbles,
did. That's all he
Bobbles,
did to help me.
Bobbles, I apologize. I was
No
wrong
problem.
for what I stated. I
No,
apologize.
I just
Thank
needed
you.
to correct that because I don't care what he says.
Well,
Oh, I helped that cunt. No, you did not do
No,
shit
right, but
except
in
for
the
I gave
same
him
sense, he
views.
also said, I remember seeing you he was in your live stream before,
Hmm.
earlier. He was in yours and you dropped his link, or you let him drop his link, because he was,
Hmm.
you know? And then
Yeah.
afterwards, when you guys would go to Vern, you said, oh, these people wanted to check out your channel. And you said, oh, can you drop my link? And he said, no.
Yeah, he was a
I don't know
douche.
any of that.
Yeah, he
Vern
said
needs
no to
psychiatric
you.
help bad. Like if
And then he had you thinking that people were against you, but
I
he
they
don't know
weren't.
any
tried,
of that.
he tried, he tried. I mean, I knew,
No, but
I
you
already
have to
knew.
admit, you thought that somebody really had it out for you until you realized that that when he said that to you that night, if they don't like me, they don't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you
He
said,
never
oh,
did
yeah,
anything to me. He never
he's just
was
weird.
anything wrong to me. So,
He's so weird. He is
well, I'm
such a
just
weirdo.
just saying he never did anything wrong to me at all. So
He
I
needs to
didn't
stop
have the
dipping those
experience that
joints in gasoline or something. I don't know what the fuck he's dipping his weed into,
uh,
but
I don't
I
know.
mean, hey Kai. Oh, Kai, I'm about to leave too. Hi and bye, Kai. Hey, that rhymes.
But no,
Hi and bye,
I
everybody
Kai.
tried.
should treat everybody the way they want to be treated, and not have their own agenda or try to,
Hmm.
trauma drama or things like that. You gotta have ethics and morals and know good and bad. Period.
But
Yeah,
on
but
here, you also need to know how to fight dirty because it gets to that point where you have to fight dirty.
I got my
unfortunately.
juju when that happens.
Like
Yeah, but
I
by
was ready
saying
to
he never did
slam
anything
Jules
bad to
everywhere.
me, like by saying that, Rachel, that means that even though he was threatening to cut my head off,
No, I was
He's
making
a
it.
then
guy.
as long as
He's
No,
he
such a great
wasn't
no.
guy.
threatening to cut yours off, then
Tracy,
it was
like I said,
okay.
no, Tracy, like I said, I knew none of that. I cannot be
You
blamed for somebody else's actions. I am very sorry that happened to you. You cannot blame, what somebody else does to me.
I'm not blaming
I am
anybody
not
else.
accountable for
I'm just
that.
saying what you said, based on what
I
you
was
just
making
said.
a statement about my experience with him, period. That's all I was doing,
No,
Tracy.
you
I
said
love
as
you.
long as somebody's not hurting me or they're not saying it about me,
No,
then it's
no,
fine. As
I
if
was
it doesn't
making.
matter if it was that person or anybody else, as long as it's not.
Help me, Bobbles. Bobbles was
No,
making a statement about her experience. You were making a statement about your
I gotta go
experience.
to
I made
bed.
a statement about my experience alone, which has nothing to do with anybody else, including you, Tracy. I'm
right. So if
sorry.
I'm
he
I
gonna
love
still
you.
hasn't said
wait,
anything
wait,
bad
wait,
about you, would you
Huh?
go
ladies. Two
there and
seconds. Two
yeah,
seconds. 2 seconds. Love you guys. I'm
Yeah.
going to bed. Sort this
Oh.
out before tomorrow.
Yeah. Exit stage
Sort it
right
out
when
before
the
tomorrow.
fireworks hit, right? Thanks,
Yeah,
Bobbles. You
I'm
got my
like, fuck
back.
it. This is my turn to my time to go to bed. But no,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here yawning. It's being rude by yawning, and I really got to
Yeah.
go to bed. But
Okay.
sort it out. You guys love
Oh
each
yeah, we're
other. You
friends.
guys
It's
are
all cool. It's not gonna, do anything to our friendship.
yeah.
I
But
love you,
really,
Bubbles. Have a
Bob,
good
I
night's
want to hear
sleep.
what you think on this.
on what?
What?
She asked you, come on, Bobbles, what do you think? And I think that you think the same as me. Like, if
Oh
somebody
hell no, I'm out.
still,
Oh,
I'm out.
no, Bobbles,
I know
please.
when to stay out of arguments, and this is not my fight.
woo!
We love you.
Bye,
Boom!
Don't
guys.
make
Love
no
you.
noise like that, Rachel.
Good night, ladies. Bye,
Good
Good
night,
night.
everybody.
Love
Bobbles.
you.
I
Good
think it's
night.
Love
more
you.
like
Bye.
to you, Rachel.
What now? What now? I love you, Tracy. I thought we ironed all this out and promised not to
We
go
did.
back
It's not
there.
about that. It's about the statement, though, that you made. It's not about me, him, or you. It's not personal. What I'm saying is that statement of as long as something isn't happening to
No,
you,
you
because
are
that,
misquoting me. What I said and what I said. Bobble said what she said, you said what you said, and then I said my experience with him. You are misquoting me. Don't do
no,
that.
but you said was that he never said anything mean to you.
Right. And I did not know about all the other BS that was happening over and over and over. I don't know how many times I have to say that before you
So what
believe
I'm
me.
saying is, if he still never does anything mean to you, would you have loyalty as a friend and not be back on that channel, hanging out, and then be on this one hanging out? I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So are you being you're doing a chosen one
No, I'm
dictatorship
asking you the
then?
question. I'd be hard pressed about that because I love you to pieces.
Yeah, where am I now? Have you seen me on any other channels?
No, I'm just
No.
asking you. And no, I haven't. But I'm asking.
Exactly. So that should
Right.
speak
Okay. All right.
volumes.
So there you
The
go.
the
Then
the
there.
most silent whisper speaks the loudest wind.
He who walks with big sticks, whatever.
But I'm here. If you don't appreciate me, if you don't want me here, I won't
I
be
do hear
here.
you. You
You
really
know?
think that? Really?
Okay,
Sometimes,
okay,
let me
okay,
just
wait
tell you,
a
I'm being
second.
honest right now because I
Okay,
hold in
wait.
a lot because you are kind of overbearing, and I will say.
What?
You are about your opinions. You're very opinionated. We both are. We're both opinionated. But sometimes I think you think mine are. Oh, remember the other night we came out with the word condescending to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes but I love you to pieces. So you make me, and we're being honest here. This isn't an argument because you
I
know that
never argue. argue. I've got a
Huh?
smile on my face. I never argue. I have a smile on my face.
Okay, well, I hope it's not like a smirk, and I hope it's a smile.
No, it's a smile. I know the difference between, I know what my face is doing.
I do, but I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, it. All I'm telling you is, don't ever think that when we're, and I'm coming out with how you make me feel, and you could say those things too. How you make me feel is whatever, right? Do the same. That's part of our friendship, is putting the ball in each other's court, because we know that we're more friends than anything. The good outweighs the bad.
Right. Well, I did say that my back was screaming earlier, which screaming is beyond pain, and still I'm sitting here at 3:33 a.m. with you, Tracy. So if that doesn't speak volumes to you, I don't know what words can express more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And see, I had my phone's dropping too. I do exactly know what you're saying. And I'm just saying that I think I just said that when I said about our friendship. The good
Right.
outweighs the bad.
Well,
Right.
hopefully there will be no more bad because I
And here's
think
the
we
funny
know what
thing is that
subjects to
when
stay
I
away
listen back to
from.
my own live streams, I hear in my voice what I think I hear in your voice as well. So I think we both have the same strength in being opinionated, and yet maybe, you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, opinionated could also be like an educational factor of I've known a lot of things about everything. And so, when
And
somebody touches on a subject,
therein is
I can,
why it's
elaborate and contribute to that subject matter. I have been paid to do research and actually do content on pages. I hope you realize that.
okay. Now, rewind yourself and
Huh?
listen to what we were just talking about
Yeah.
and what just occurred.
Well, yeah, I was
The
just filling in because
condescending,
nobody
like
really
you think,
knows me.
listen, but you think, like, okay, this is the thing. When I tell you that I have, okay, well, here's an example. When you were telling the story about the unarmed naked black kid that got shot,
Oh, yeah.
and Secular was giving his rendition of what Tony Timpa was, um, you both you said it incorrectly, okay? And no, and although I'm flattered that you both absorbed half of what I was saying, but if on your part, I
Uh,
listen, that you think that you say a lot, that you know a little about everything. Well, tell me about how to fly a plane. Can you?
Actually, I've been up in plenty of planes that were puddle jumpers. But the black guy story happened here in Atlanta, and I told that story exactly the way it happened. That had nothing to do with Tony Timpa or whatever you were talking about.
You're saying the
It was
naked.
secular. It was secular that said the
I know
wrong
that.
facts,
It's true.
not
I know
me.
that. I know that. What I'm saying is, okay, it happened there in Atlanta. He was
Yeah.
naked, you said.
The veteran, the war veteran was naked, and I relayed that story. So that has nothing to do with what you were saying, only it was a similar circumstance.
Okay, well, okay, so maybe it was, a different year or whatever, but it seemed to me that you were relaying. What was his name?
I don't remember. I just said it was a war veteran, and he was naked in the parking lot, and the white police officer shot him, and that's the story that I told. So that wasn't Tony. That was something
No,
that
I wasn't
happened
saying
here
it
in
was
Atlanta.
Tony. It was the story that I had told was David Anthony Joseph.
Okay, you just said Tony Temper or
No,
something.
I said that
Okay,
also Secular gave his rendition of a different story about Tony Timpa,
right.
which was
I was there.
right, which was actually, you know, Justine Diamond, the which I also had said that story. What I'm saying is this is that sometimes when you say things like, well, also it can be a learning thing, and I'm trying to teach you what I know, and blah, 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 blah. And I think that we can all learn from each other. And
Absolutely. And how
right,
did I say it was a learning thing? Oh,
you
you're
said
quoting
education.
me. I was, yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Even that,
No, I was trying to figure out what you were saying, Tracy. That's all I'm doing. I don't, I don't know whether it's just we're
I
not
feel like
communicating
there's something a
or
little more to the real Rachel Reed that is, you know, you tend to put a a thing on of being very, very strong, but inside there's something that's, you know, got you to where you feel that you're always, and I'm going to say, and I held back with but you want someone will tell a story, and then you'll go, oh, I had this, and then the other night, now I want to ask you this. Now, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I found it would be very interesting because it was an interesting story that you said you had, you know, experience, right? I love the koala, by the way, Kai Bear, but I don't know if she's still there. But are you there, Rachel?
yeah, I'm listening to what you want, what you're talking about. I'm a little
No, and you know
confused.
what? And you get this though, in your defense and kind of my defense, I'm not saying that you don't know real about everything because here's the gig. The other night you said something about castor oil, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Correct.
Yes. And tonight I was looking something up and it sure is. It wasn't like I was trying to prove you. I was looking up, a cure for something. And it was probably the same thing that you had said. It's like the castor oil and that, but I'd forgotten the conversation, right? I think I even
Okay.
wrote it down, but I wrote it down like, because I did want to get some because I believe you about the black seed. I believe what you say. I think you
Thank
do
you.
know a lot.
Thank you.
You certainly do. But I don't want you to undermine my intelligence either. And sometimes I feel that way. And I'm sorry, I might
How?
be wrong, and maybe you don't realize that you make me feel that way, but I'm just telling you that you do.
I apologize if I
Okay, I accept
like
that apology.
like I'm confused because I just maybe like you said we're both strong and maybe when I say something you take it to heart.
I don't know.
I don't yeah, I don't know either.
Well, I do take things
Like
to
I just
heart.
feel like
Yeah,
can I say
I do
something?
take things to heart,
But
and that's
can
the
I
thing. I have a
okay,
big heart.
yeah, can I just say something? I feel like we started out so strong and so well, and we clicked and we kind of fed off each other, and that we were both happy. And something happened. Like somebody got a bug in your ear or something, but something
No,
happened
no, 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 no.
where, okay, but
You didn't
wait,
ask anybody. I'm happy when I see you.
can I tell you that, when we had that little tiff where you were, kind of coming after me strong and then you kind of realize, because you probably went back to that first video that I was on your channel, and I did say, I'm sorry for everything.
No, I didn't
And
go back to it. I just, like,
well,
I believe that
yeah,
the reason being is this, though, Rachel,
mhm,
I love you.
mhm.
And I feel like we're stronger now. Like
Yeah, but
talking to you,
I would love to come here and to have fun and not feel like
you don't.
like
I
you
think that you
feel,
do sometimes, but I
but
feel like,
you're feeling a certain way of how that I present myself, and I can't really change. Like, I've
no,
been
you
this way a
can't. I
long
just,
time.
sometimes, like, there's things like a conscious, like, when I try to word things in a way that I don't want to hurt anybody at all, like, how I do that, I'll try to,
Right,
like, avoid names. I'm trying to make a conscious effort because there was a time in my life where I would say things not in the same way as you, like we two different, people. I'm
mhm,
saying that I remember a time when I said something and then somebody was like, your tongue is like a razor. And I kind of started to make this conscious effort. It was years and years ago. But,
right.
times when you get epiphanies in your life and you kind of, so I'm just asking that I do take things to heart because your opinion matters to me because you're someone I
Right.
consider a friend.
But you see, I've been the same person since I was a wee one. I've just learned more and gotten taller. I mean, I was raised by my grandparents. So anybody else that I've ever been around, whether it be elementary, middle school, high school, people that I've known past high school, I've never really had a problem with anybody.
Right. But all in all, it's telling to know the word that I was searching for. So that's the thing. Like when I'll make a video and I don't say names, then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about when I'll make a video and don't say names, and then someone comes and defends themselves. Not you. It was never. This does not occur with you. It's just an example. Then for me, that means somebody is knowing something and knowingly saying it. So, for you to, and even, did you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't even, I'm just asking you to make a conscious effort to, not make sounds like, oh, it's over your head. Sure, I've taught you, even if
I've
it is.
never said it was over your head ever. Those words do not come out of my mouth,
You
Tracy.
did. Right
When?
tonight. Tonight, you said, just tonight, just a little while ago.
I said things are over your head.
Something in
I'm
particular
gonna have
went
to.
over my head. It went over my head, and then you move like a sign, like which I
Wow.
don't
Well,
want.
you do know I listen to every single live on 2X that I'm ever on. I
And
review everything I do.
I know, and that is so that you are that you're that um, much of like your grasp for knowledge is that you want to actually practice elocution and your pitch and your tone so that you sound good, and that is really commendable, like admirable that you're even that you pay that much. It's just another aspect of your knowledge because that is true
Curiosity.
to listen back to yourself and to see, I would never even think of that, and I can understand how someone might want to hear something in a quicker speed and have it be more pleasant to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I never really looked at it that way of listening back to your speed of even your answers.
Right, right. Well, I enjoy being here, and I wish we could get back to that kind of playful where we fed off each other really well. We complimented each other. You were real attentive and knew what each other was going to say and tried to help each other.
I think we do that. You help me every time that I'm dying to talk to you. And there's times that I'll start live streams in hopes that, because I know we don't have each other's phone number or, whatever, in hopes that you'll come on because I want to talk to you. So it's the only way I can talk to you is, hopefully you're online and see it.
Aw, thank you. That's so sweet. That's
But
nice of
that's
you
the
to
truth.
say.
That's God's honest truth.
And I'm always the first one sometimes.
And I'm like, so, and you can tell, like, if it's like a planned live stream, and I know that there might be, guests and stuff like that, I pretty much will see if everybody's, getting along, and if there's people in it. But there's more often than not, a lot of times, this is my way to talk to you as of a friend on the phone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a very nice way to
So,
put it.
yeah, it's honest to God truth.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, so happy. Like, I'm like, oh, good. Like, I'm calling you and you answered.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm
Yeah.
tickled pink too, so
Yeah. So we
yeah.
could talk about anything else at all, like
But can I
but
ask
I
a
found that
favor?
that was really interesting that you knew about that castor oil. And then when I saw it and I was saying, oh, castor oil, I'm like, I heard that. And I'm like, Rachel.
Could I ask you a favor though, Tracy? Can we stay away from the subjects that maybe, irritate you or that you're not exactly 100%, at ease with? And let's just steer clear of those people and those subjects. How about that? And
I
then I think that would avoid, issues coming up.
I hear you there. It's
Thank you.
hard when, like you have somebody who like gives you the
I
liberation
understand.
of, like Bobbles, for instance. She's
Hmm.
kind of liberating when it comes to people
I like
speaking out
bubbles.
about what bothers them, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a tendency to feel like, oh, good, I have somebody, like people who are listening, hearing now and hearing her.
Yeah, you have a comrade. You have somebody on your team that's going to support you.
Well, that she's giving. Yeah, we'll just stay out there. What should we talk about?
How are
Tell
your
me about.
little how are your little fur babies? Because one of them was like barking or like growling or something
That's
earlier.
when somebody touches the blanket that he's sleeping under.
Oh, does he like snap too? Like he turns around and acts like he's going to bite you?
Well, he's kind of gotten out of that as he's gotten older, but he does make that. He definitely is somebody.
Fur baby.
Yeah, see, you hear
Uh-oh.
him? And it's so funny if you looked at him right now. He looks like remember the Ewoks from
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars?
Yeah, I
And
know.
yeah, and they had the crimson colored, whatever. Is it crimson?
I think
Maroon.
so. Maroon,
Yeah,
yeah.
that maroon robe.
Mhm.
Was it them? Was it Ewok?
I think yeah, the little Ewoks had that little robe.
Yeah, and that is exactly how he just looked. Because I touched the edge of the blanket, but didn't know that he was that close to the edge that it would come up like a hood when he lifted his
Oh.
head.
That's funny. Do you know those are the videos that I did look at is where you were singing in the car with the top down.
I miss that,
Yeah,
Rachel.
I miss those days too because you were so happy and carefree and
Oh, Rachel, I can't begin to tell you how scared I am about the future and how angry I am that I feel like it's never going to be the same and I won't be the same me that I had actually maintained, like in a regimen, like taking care of myself with like, more, well, I don't feel like I look the same anymore. And
but you're the same Tracy, you're the same person inside though, honey. That's never going to
I
change. It
know,
doesn't
but a
matter.
convertible with somebody like say my hair grew back or it doesn't grow, say
It
whatever.
will grow back. It will grow back.
And here we are going into spring and nice days, and here I am walking
Just,
around with a Smurf hat on.
pick out a few cute hats, like the little caps from the 70s, the little balloon caps from the 70s
Yeah, and if they
with
blow
the
off my
brim.
head in my convertible, what am I gonna do? Put a
No,
strap around
no.
them?
Well, if you would let me talk, I was just going to give you a hint of how to secure it to your head. They
Oh yeah.
have for, thank you very much, Tracy. For the bra or for low cut dresses, you have two-sided tape. You can use that for your caps too to keep that on your head. Believe me, I was around a lot of cancer patients and they either wore a wig or they used the two-sided tape to keep the hats on their head. Because really, any gust of wind can take the hat off your head, correct? When you're outside?
Yeah, I don't. Well, no, it's a beanie
Well, I mean, if you get
with a
hats,
helicopter. With a helicopter.
you have a little thing.
The little propeller. The propeller.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
little, what is it, Woodstock helicopter,
yeah.
little
Any gust
beanie.
of wind can take me away.
Oh, maybe. Are you that thin? Did you lose weight?
No, I just meant about
The
the
gust of wind, right.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
is this? Who's Spaceman?
Spaceman, Australia.
Australia. Oh.
Hello,
I think
Spaceman.
he's in the in between right now.
No,
It
no.
looks like he. Hello? There he is. Wow. Hello? That is one creepy ass picture you got there for an avatar. Spaceman. Mic check. Well, Tracy just got booted off. Dude, we can't hear a word you're saying. We can see the bubble around your avatar lighting up, but you're not saying a damn thing. You need to check yourself and your equipment. No, still can't hear you. And Tracy's gone. Okay, well, Cheryl the Enforcer Lewis says, hi, spaceman, with a little space
Hello.
ship. Oh, Tracy's back.
Hi.
Yeah, we
Holy
can't hear
crap!
spaceman. Did you boot yourself off or what happened?
Well, did you hear the dog?
Yeah, I heard something.
Yeah, it was like the cat. See, and oh, he is something else too. The cat jumped up and like kind of hit the blanket. Okay, Tucker. Oh my God, when you saw how Tucker is sitting right now, he is so cute. And they're all so cute. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, after that
Right.
incident,
Uh-huh.
he jumped
They're like in
up.
shock. They want to be cute and friends instead of fight.
Well, Lulu, she's like looking like, wow, that was messed up. They kind of woke her up. She was in the chair, asleep in the rocking chair. And Tucker is
They're all
sitting so
awake.
that, the back of the couch, and then it goes lower and it's the arm of the couch.
Right.
And so he's got his butt, like his hind legs, up on the back of the couch, but his front legs are on the arm. So
Oh,
it's kind of
wow.
cute the way he's posed.
Yeah.
And
Who's
then,
this who's this spaceman dude that's not
Spaceman,
saying
are you
anything?
here?
No, you can't hear him, Tracy.
Hmm. All
Do,
right.
do you have a way to knock him off?
Yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Not
Okay.
block. I don't want to block though. You know what I'm
No, I
saying? This is
said
my friend. I think he's just
yeah,
having
I just said knock, like
Yeah,
Knock.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
okay.
did I?
Yes, he's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he was having technical difficulties.
That happens in the Australian ones. People from Australia I've noticed, like Ace
Hmm.
as well.
Oh, I see. Yeah. She's a
Yeah.
good friend of yours.
Ace?
Yes, it seems like she's very
Yes, yes.
supportive.
You don't remember her on the
No, I actually don't. I don't think I chit chatted her with CW.
Right, you didn't know. Yeah.
No, I never noticed her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Whenever I say CW, there's actually a channel in Atlanta of a TV station called CW. It's
yeah, there's
crazy.
one here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? That channel just sucks and blows.
Is
I
it
never watch
CW or
anything
am I
on it.
thinking of the WB?
No, mine's CW. I'm pretty sure there's a channel here in Georgia.
Right,
or
I
else
might be thinking of
or else it's like a Freudian slip.
hmm,
I'm projecting. Yeah.
no, no, not you.
Did you hear out of his own mouth? He said it's a private channel on a public venue. How oxymoronish is that? If you want a private channel, all you do is have to privatize. You tell all your subscribers, hey, you need to pay $20 a month to stay on my channel. And then we go into the back room and we have private chats. That's when you're a private channel, or go to Reddit or some other venue. When you're on YouTube, you are a public access channel. Sure, you can block people because you're an a-hole, but you're a public access channel. Period. Right?
Yeah, but on the like the uh public access, that I've seen around here, where around here it was channel 57 and then it became uh W something, but it was still the public access. And
Yeah, I
it
was talking
said,
about YouTube.
no, I know you are,
Yeah.
but it's funny that you said that about YouTube because I didn't know that was going on YouTube. The last time though that I had seen something like that that makes me feel the same way you're saying, right?
Right.
About how can it be a public act if it's
How can it be a private channel on YouTube?
a private channel
Yeah, that's what he said.
on a public venue?
Yeah. He
Who says
actually
that
said
exactly?
CW. He
Oh, he
said he
does?
has a private channel on a public venue. There's no such thing.
No, no, there isn't. Which
No,
it,
you can block people, but that's not the same as a private channel.
well, so what I was thinking was opposite to that. It was like on the public access stations, the ones that have nature. You know that channel,
Yeah.
nature, not the channel, the show, nature.
Yes.
Same one like with Sesame Street and all that.
Yeah. PBS.
Yep. And they say a uh, a private channel funded by the American people or something
Right.
like that. Yeah.
No, exactly. Correct. Correct, Tracy. Correct.
Yeah. And it like always gets me like, that's weird too, right?
I know. It is kind of strange.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they're not using, like, why would it be a private channel funded by the, I used to think was a public act, I don't mean the same as in YouTube, but I mean the same, like Sesame Street seems to have changed.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, all those shows that were so they didn't even have to change because the audience grew up and changed.
Mhm. Correct. Yeah.
Uh, so here's
And
Spaceman, see if he can.
yeah, he said something's going on with the mic. Yeah, we couldn't hear you, dude. So Spaceman AUST.
You know why? I think it was my fault.
Oh, he's
I think
back.
I think it's
I hear
fixed.
him.
No, there's something going on with Windows. It's all
No, no,
good now.
no. It was my fault because I think I, by accident, had hit the wrong button
No,
or something. I don't know. Whatever. Who knows?
no,
But
Did
look
you
at it
mute
now.
him?
I plugged the mic in after I joined your channel, and it had some sort of glitch. It was defaulting to something else. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Made it.
There's so many
Spaceman, meet
choices backstage.
Rachel.
Don't you like my icon?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, dude.
You know, it actually is an image
A
I
rake?
captured. No, it's an image I captured out of a person's doorbell video. They heard a noise at the door, and when they went to the door, there was nothing there. But when they watched the video on their video cam, their door cam thing, it had this alien looking directly up the camera. And I edited it in Photoshop to give it the domed head and all that because it was sort of missing part of its head. But
Oh, so
that's
Carol, the enforcer, says she likes it.
yeah,
Too.
that's
it's
a
kind of a cool mask if you edited it. So
well, I got to see the real Roswell film the farmers took before
yes,
they
I
told.
heard you the other night saying that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is how exactly how they
Interesting.
looked. Yeah, they looked
Yeah.
exactly like that, except
They
same.
come to my dinner table every evening, dude, so I'm not shocked. It kind
Yeah,
of
I
looks
think
like a
it's funny
rake,
that you said
though.
the rake,
Yeah.
Rachel? Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy had a video about that or a topic about that, which was very interesting.
yeah.
The rake.
You know what
I'm
that
not
is?
sure. No.
Spaceman, huh? Yeah. It's like this, cryptid creature, but it turns out it's like a hoax, right? But then if you think
Well, one
about
never
it,
knows.
yeah, when you just said that, the rake, kind of, who knows? It could be.
I mean, Vlad the Impaler was a Nosferatu, right?
Well,
Maybe, maybe not.
they looked well, except for the different amount of fingers and everything. They looked exactly like us body wise. They didn't have any genitalia, from what I remember, but they looked like they had a kid's body with an adult sized head.
Right. And they're supposed to
Sm-
be telepathic.
small
Well,
ears.
maybe it was a kid, and maybe the rake is now, you
Well,
know,
apparently, yeah. Well, apparently, but not all of them. Like a story I listened to a while back about a guy who was saying, like he was working with them in underground bases in the military, was saying that some of them are androids. They're actually a biological android. They're like thousands of years old, and they're the ones that fly the ships.
Very cool. Where do I get one?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is,
that's funny about you talking about working with them, like in underground places like that. We
yeah.
can't deny that there is underground facilities now where they're training, and who knows what else they're doing, right? So,
Mm,
in the other day, I was kind of, me, I'll study something and I'll think, wow, it's talking about the book of Revelations and the horsemen coming up in Hollow World.
Oh,
What if that is like almost a prediction of the fact that, because of the underground training facilities and the things that they're doing, I mean, they've gotten so far underground that it's
I
incredible.
often, when you hear stories about people saying they came back from the future or whatever, or went into the future and saw things, I'm not sure about time travel as far as going forward in time. I don't think it's possible. I think it's possible that people can come back from the future to our time and give information, but I don't think we can go forward in time from us.
well, how about the Philadelphia experiments where
Yeah,
soldiers were
that's
actually
true.
sealed in through walls and bulkheads and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You don't think the government was doing time
Oh,
travel
yeah,
experiments
definitely.
then?
When I first got on the internet, there was a guy who actually had a live film footage of that Philadelphia experiment in action, right? Embedded
Mm-hmm.
in it. It was
I know you
embedded.
do.
Well, he had it embedded in his website, in his web page, because the government was trying to delete it all the time. But he had a
Right.
backup of it, so he created his own web page and embedded it in there, so they couldn't delete it. It's gone now. I mean, they must have got rid of him or the whole web page. But basically, yeah, he showed he was standing on the deck. There was three ships at the time, two in front of the Philadelphia, watching
Correct.
watching the experiment, and he was standing on the side deck up near where the captain's cabin was, filming it. And the captain actually came out of the cabin and started watching it with his binoculars, and he panicked because he was standing there. He wasn't supposed to be filming it, but because the captain didn't react, he just said, "Oh, is it okay if I film it?" And he said, "Oh, I can't see why not." And he let him continue filming. So he filmed it from the countdown, like they counted down from 10 to 0 and then turned the thing on, and the whole ship just blinked like a fluoro light, and then there was
Really?
no, oh yeah, the
Blinked.
whole ship, it just blinked like a fluoro
Isn't that
light,
great?
and then it was gone, right? Like
Yeah.
totally gone. There was no wake in the water anymore or anything like that. And about 5 seconds or so later, it blinked again and the ship was returned. But you could hardly see the ship from the steam and all that was coming off it.
Oh
You
yeah.
could, you could hear people screaming and all this sort of business. And that's where the film had ended. But yeah, it definitely happened,
Well,
And
how about the Roswell actual crash, UFOs or whatever you want to call them? Why did they ship it over to the facility that reverse engineers stuff? I mean, if you
uh,
want to have something
well,
and bring it back to life, that's where I would send it. Like if that facility is known for reverse engineering, you send a UFO over
well,
there, and then you can have a UFO, right?
yeah, but I don't think they can create the materials it was made of. Like this
Yeah,
alfoil
but they
stuff.
got some idea, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it was lithium
I
and
think,
aluminum. They're used as hardening.
well,
Like the lithium was
Mm,
used as a hardening substance for the
well,
aluminum.
they got transparent aluminium now, and Russia discovered that they apparently inject a gas into the aluminium while it's molten, and
hmm.
produces this transparent aluminum. But
Right.
yeah, this stuff is way more advanced than that. Like this stuff he picked up off the ground, it sort of hung on his hand like it was a bit of silk or something.
Right.
Blew in the wind and everything. Yeah, but when he crushed it up into his hand, he couldn't. He
Like
physically couldn't.
mercury almost.
Yeah, it turned into a liquid. He couldn't feel it anymore, and he lifted every finger except one, and he's moving the camera around trying to spot this foil. It was about 2 foot long and a foot wide too. This piece. And he couldn't see it, so he lifted his last finger up, and it was just like a dot of liquid metal. And while he was rolling it around on the palm of his hand, it just spread itself back out again into a sheet of foil.
So
And
shapeshifters, really.
well, it's
Well, it's a
memory,
material that can do that.
it's a memory
Yeah.
metal. So it's obviously uh, like nanotechnology that's got
Yeah. So let me ask you a
programming.
question. So if we as a people or a government find such an advanced race, you don't think we're going to powwow with them, and our government doesn't have like
Oh
light
hell,
years ahead of the technology that our government's
yeah,
actually
definitely.
showing us now? I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
but
dude.
apparently, not all alien races are as advanced as we think. Some of them,
Or warlike.
oh, there's definitely warlike ones. And there was. I mean, it's in our ancient history about the battle between the alien races.
Yeah, the
The
Sumerian
gods.
tablets.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I love Sumerian history.
yeah. Amazing how many people don't know about them, though.
Oh,
I
wow.
know, it is amazing. And that's what I was really talking about, not so much time travel. I was talking about the Sumerian tablets that,
Mm.
they had spoken about, mining for, so it's not so hard to believe, especially since things like the obelisk, you know what I mean? The
Yeah, the
obelisk.
obelisk. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah,
found
those
like,
massive stones that they moved around and things like that.
well, like, it was found toppled in like, where it says in the Bible, that's where it was found. And
Mm.
so there is
Well,
credence to the
well, they
Bible.
even
They talk
talk.
about,
They
you
even
know,
talk about how we ended up with our moon. Like they reckon. Now the
Hmm.
funny thing is,
Well, he's going there.
do you know about that Russian guy Billy Meyer, who's the only person on Earth that's actually filmed three different UFOs all hovering in front of him, and they looked like they were blinking off and on, like they were there and then they weren't. But they slowed themselves down so that he could slow the film down and show you that they were actually flying away and coming back again in a split second, like you didn't see
like
him
a
take.
portal.
No, they were physically just taken off that fast and then returning But yeah, in a blink of an eye, like you just couldn't see them traveling, but they actually took off and then came back, like vertically,
Right.
sorry, horizontally, sorry, away from him, and then came back again. And when you slow the film down, you can actually see him doing that. And but anyway, he got taken off world eventually. Like they used to take him off world all the time, and that they, like
Damn,
if
where do
he,
I sign up for that?
well, he was being abducted when since he was 5 years old, and they
Yeah.
educated him. He had this old bloke that looked a bit like Jesus. Had the big white beard and white long hair and all that bizzo. And they were Palladian,
Yeah.
and plenty of people witnessed the UFOs coming and picking him up and stuff. But
Well,
he,
there's plenty of people that claim to be abducted too. There's like big
yeah, yeah.
organizations that support
So,
them. But go ahead with your story.
but this guy, right, when he was talking about these three UFOs that came to, because they come to show him the new UFO they had that gave him time travel. And
Hmm.
they asked him, did he want to go back in time and see anything? And he wanted to see dinosaurs, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so then they take him off on this ship, and he asked, oh, can I film out of the ship, while we're flying so I can prove to people I'm on the ship, and he said, oh, yeah, no worries. And they made the side of the ship just turn transparent, and he could see through the side of the ship, and they were flying along with the other two UFOs in front of him, so he could see them in the film. And but then they took him before they uh, showed him the dinosaurs. They took him. He's the only person on Earth that's actually taken a photograph of our galaxy from outside of our galaxy, showing it was a pancake galaxy. And he
Wow.
actually, yeah, like he's had this for many years before we even had satellite out that far.
Right.
He took photographs of the first spacewalk.
Where do I
Uh,
find these pictures?
Billy Meyer, look him up on YouTube or on the internet. He's got plenty of followers. So, but there's a lot of people that try to disprove him as well. But the photographs he had,
Thank
like
you.
you cannot, he could not have got them if he hadn't have done what he said. But the thing was, that was amazing about it was that in the Sumerian stories, they talk about our two moons and how their planet circles our second sun and all this bizzo, right? Well, I'll go back to that story in a minute, but when he got taken off went to go out of the galaxy, like they landed on our moon, right? Oh,
Yep.
sorry, no, sorry,
No,
that was
Earth. They wanted to go to Earth and drill for
yeah,
gold.
that
Yeah,
was
mine
sorry,
for gold.
yeah, but oh, they landed on our moon, but that was when they took him back in time. That's a different part. When they took him out of the galaxy and that they took him to Mars to show him the face on Mars. Yeah, the people saying there's that face on the Mars,
Right.
right?
Correct.
Well, they landed on Mars and gave him a spacesuit, and they put their spacesuits on and went out and got their portraits taken in front of this bloody face, right? Well, they reckon it was the same face that we had on the Sphinx originally here on Earth,
Wow. That's
right?
cool.
And yeah, and he's standing there in their spacesuits getting his picture taken with this thing in the background and a big dust storm up behind it. And he said, "Oh, we had to leave because of that dust storm." But
Right.
so they took him there. But before they landed on Mars, they stopped out on orbit and they showed him this big space station. It's a big black object, like that orbits Mars. And he said that they told him it was built by the space race, back in the 60s and that, because we've had anti-gravity. I've walked under two man-made anti-gravity vehicles when I was 9 years old.
Yes.
One made by Victorian Rail. Well, anyway, so he was saying so they showed him this space station, that's orbiting Mars, and it's got a bloody American flag on it. It's
Hmm.
far more advanced than anything we have orbiting Earth, right? And it was
Mm-hmm.
built by all those secret societies here on Earth, unknown by our government.
Oh,
Our governments
interesting.
don't know about it. Yeah, they're like a breakaway society, right? So
Right.
Right,
any,
right.
so they've got that up there. But anyway, he even had photographs because he said when they took him out of the galaxy, they flew to the rings in Saturn, and
Wow.
they have a big mothership that parks itself in the rings of Saturn.
Right.
And when any race on in the galaxy wants to go out of the galaxy, they fly to this mothership, and then it takes them all to wherever, right? And he had photographs of them entering, flying into the entrance of this big mothership with other UFOs coming in, photographs of him walking in the ship, and all the other UFOs that were parked in there. He had lots of photographs, but the FBI bloody saw someone raided his house and stole it all. And
Ooh.
he has still got some of the photos though that he's got in a personal
Right.
photo album that he
Well,
shows. You know,
okay, I'm gonna interrupt you because
yeah, yeah.
ding, 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 right?
Okay,
Like,
time.
because I'm just saying, you gotta like give us a chance to, like talk,
Answer or talk. Yeah, sorry, go on.
right? And I was thinking like that lost city of Atlantis that goes back actually to a story of Plato. But when he's describing, these things and they see them from above, they actually look like what that guy could be talking about, these, from above. The
Right, when there was no airplanes or anything like that, is what you're trying to say, Tracy.
right, because Plato had
Oh
also,
yeah, yeah.
and also had Da Vinci.
The picture of Mona Lisa's got a UFO drawn in it in the
Yeah,
sky
there's
with beams, like light beams shining around it, and a beam of light coming down onto her, and all that bizzo.
many different photos. Mother Mary, there's a famous one of Mother Mary, and there's a UFO clearly over her shoulder.
Mm. Well, yeah, yeah. But I just wanted to say, I mean, you read the story in the Sumerian tablets about the two moons. Have you read all that part of it? Have you seen that story
Yeah, well,
about
I
how
had
we
been
had two
reading about
moons?
I was on that page and then I skipped because
Because,
okay, so
because,
what it was that like it was what I was reading about was uh 14 tablets
mm,
recovered from um Sumeria, and that it was, they were in this, like a library that now, they're kept in a place where there's like 30,000 tablets
yeah,
that
yeah, in
are,
England.
I don't know if it was England, they said.
England museum's got most of them.
Yeah, it might have been, I'm not sure. But anyway, they said that 400, and these were in the tablets, that it said 445 million years ago, Erudu aliens came to Earth to mine gold.
Yep.
Earth, established, the moon and Mars. Earth was established then, and a hybrid race between the moon and Mars was made to work for them, doing this mining.
Mm.
And then it was seeing what was going on. And then it was like covered in ice. Like something happened that made it covered in ice. And the ice,
Well, they had a nuclear war, and it ended up bloody creating an ice age. But
right, the ice age, yeah.
yeah, but
Like
they,
we're
but
repeating
that,
our behavior.
yeah, pretty much. History
Hopefully
repeats
not.
itself.
Hopefully
But
Well, that
not.
would make
the
sense about the hollow Earth theory too. If aliens had already been here to,
oh yeah,
mine for things.
yeah, they've been living inside our planet for a long time. You know,
Hmm.
but the part I wanted to talk about was where they talk about how every time their planet returns, like every 6,500 years or whatever, the sun, our second sun returns, and it's got their planet plus other planets circling around. It's like a small galaxy compared to ours that
Right.
passes up through the bottom of our galaxy, goes up around the sun, and then back over the top of our galaxy. And that's why we have all these cataclysms in our history. The floods and the brimstone and fire and all this business. What they were saying that the last time around, what had happened was that they said our Earth was twice as big as it is today, and their planet's 4 times bigger than our Earth, and they have 4 moons, or they had 4 moons going around it. And at the time, our Earth had 2 moons. Now, the funny thing is, before I knew anything about this Sumerian tablets business or anyone was deciphering them and being able to read them, Billy Meyer was saying that when they took him back in time, they landed on our moon because they wanted to show him that we had two moons back then. So he's on the moon's surface in their spacesuits again with his friend, getting their portrait taken, standing on the surface of the moon, one of these moons, with the Earth in the background and another moon in between. Right now,
Wow.
yeah, and he was showing they showed him that we had two moons back then, and then he went on to showing the dinosaurs and that. Oh, he showed the first life on our planet too, which turned out to be this clump of grass that had a stalk on it that was like a stick insect, and it would pull any foliage that blew past and around itself to use as compost. Right, like it had these arms on it that could drag in anything it blew past and grab hold of it.
Oh, that's so
Kind of like an
interesting. Sorry.
amoeba or something. Like amoeba
And
has feelers and would bring stuff into the
yeah,
amoeba.
but this was just a clump of grass that had a
Wow.
body as like a stick insect that would pull its
Yeah.
foliage around it in, to compost around itself,
Right,
and
right.
they were saying
No,
that
but
was
that's so
Self-preservation.
interesting that you said that because it's like that bush, right, in the Bible, right?
yeah
And the burning
I
bush,
guess.
and he goes to it and he says, I
yeah.
am that I am.
No, he was saying the burning bush was an actual alien that had a force field on him because he couldn't expose
No, but
himself to
it
our
could have
atmosphere.
been
That's
right,
one
what you're
theory.
saying. The first,
Well,
would have collected all that till finally, like
well,
a,
primitive man didn't know why he was glowing. You know what I mean? So they just said the
Yeah.
man in the burning
Burning.
bush,
Right.
but he was
What I
actually in a.
love what I love is like anywhere from the pyramids to caves in Australia, you can find the same symbol.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
But
interesting. I
but
mean, Nevada desert had the same symbols
so
even in their
so what?
sandstone structures.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah, I'm well versed.
So even so back to the two moons, what the
Oh yeah.
Sumerians were saying, right?
yeah,
So Billy Myers shows these two moons, and then they find out about Sumerian tablets and start following all that. And in this
Mhm.
story about the last cataclysm, they said that what happened when the galaxy moved up through ours from the bottom,
Right.
their planet brushed past our Earth really close, and
Mhm.
one of their moons come flying around and plowed through both our moons and part of our planet and smashed it all to pieces, and that's what made the asteroid belt. And
Oh wow.
one of their moons got caught up in our Earth's orbit, and that's the moon we have today.
Ah, okay. So
And,
you talking about the Milky Way belt, correct?
yeah,
The
yeah,
asteroid belt. Yeah, I know all that.
right. And
That's
he said,
and
cool.
the,
yeah,
and back to what
and
Rachel had just said about the the
that's.
hieroglyphics and things being the same, the symbols and things, but found so
Have you ever?
widely apart. I feel like those are things that have floated, through the ice flows and
Uh,
got
uh,
placed, hundreds of thousands of miles away from each other. They're not,
well, that's why there's all these advanced structures on the moon because they're from their
Yeah, but without
civilization,
the
not from
moon, let's talk
ours.
about the Earth,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
We wouldn't
Yeah.
I
have
get
tide.
it about that whole thing. Yes, I think the
Yeah.
Sumerian tablets are what actually would
That's true history.
fascinate me the most
Yeah, because they can't.
Yes.
about
It can't
It's
be
that.
edited.
tangible. Yeah,
It
it's
can't.
Yes,
tangible.
Yeah. Yeah,
tangible.
well,
Yes,
that's right. It all fits in, when you when you put it all together, all the different
right.
stories.
And
So,
there's not a lot of people who do know about them, but they are exactly that. They are tangible, and that
have
makes
you ever looked
me
up?
say, wow.
Have you ever looked up Apollo 20 and seen the glass cities that there is on the moon? Oh, it'll blow you away. There's 7 mile tall buildings and stuff, all
I
made of
believe
glass,
that there probably
and,
is. I'm
and the
sure that
glass
there,
is
like you
stronger than
said, the
any.
secret society and all that is probably.
Well, Apollo
Mhm.
20 is about a spaceship they discovered. When they first walked on the moon, they circled the moon and they took pictures. And in there was this picture of this object that was leaving a crater And under a closer investigation, it turned out to be a spacecraft that was shot down before it left the underground Air Force base on the moon. It's big
Mhm.
enough to fit half of New York on it. It's got Inca carvings all over it,
Right.
right? They found two different life forms on there. A lot of them, all of them were shattered because when they had holes blasted through it, um, they all froze, and then the next impact shattered them. But the captain, she's fully intact still. She's a 1.5 million-year-old cyborg. She was genetically
Wow.
engineered for that purpose. She's got a dot on the middle of her head. Like I thought she was being prepared for mummification or something, but apparently she's got organic computer chips on her
Wait a minute. What are
forehead.
we talking about here?
This Apollo 20, this alien hybrid they found on the ship, right? She's got a frilly neck lizard thing around the back of her head as well,
Mhm.
like about
Mhm.
4 inches high, and that's why the Egyptians had those funny hats for to hide the fact they were in contact with them,
Right.
right? And they call her Mona Lisa because when they took this organic device off her face that gave her wireless connectivity to the ship, she's got this dot in the middle of her forehead, which is like a tattoo that links
Is
the.
this true? I mean, spaceman,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
doubting you, but this is fascinating.
yeah. It's real, and she looks like Mona Lisa, and her skin's really thick and all that. Like her legs are completely embedded in circuitry, and they don't know what it did for her or how it, because it's all this organic computer system that is way ahead of us, And
Yeah.
yeah, they brought her back to Earth, of course, to study her and that. They got film footage of her on the shuttle, to be brought home, and they thawed her out and removed all the things off her face and that. But her brain fried when the ship got hit, blew up or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
oh, maybe I'll find it for you and I'll put the link on the thing for you. Hang
Yeah,
on.
it's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
the
what I can't
hollow
really
moon
believe.
theory.
Oh, the
Apollo
moon's
20 might
hollow,
be. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we had an astronaut come to Australia here years ago that said it was time America told the truth about what they discovered on the moon, and he showed the true live moon landing, right? And
Mhm.
no crap, when that thing hit the moon, man, the moon rang like a bell. No shit, they had to. They
Yeah.
would have. They would have had to have made a fake moon landing video because it. Even after they got out of the capsule, right? Because they landed in this particular spot because of the
Right.
grid. Everyone on Earth could see this grid on the surface of the moon, but no matter how good of telescopes they built, they couldn't tell what the hell was making it. But they knew
Mhm.
it was man-made, right?
Right.
So they had to get up there and find out. That's what the race was about, and because
Right.
whoever got there first may find technology to put them above the rest of the world. So that was what the race was really on about. So when they got up there, they landed in this specific spot to go and investigate the grid. Well, as they come up over the hillside of where they landed
Mm,
to check out what the grid was, in comes to view this glass city. Well,
right.
they cut it. They had a guy up on the orbiter outside in space still who was talking with them, and he just like we're talking, but every time whoever was talking, the camera would revert back to them. So like you would see the whoever was talking. So anyway, it once they showed the city when they walked over the thing, it sort of stopped there for a bit, because they had to walk into the city. But next minute the film starts again, and they're walking down the streets of this city. One astronaut has a camera, and he's just taking pictures of all the
All
buildings
right,
and
I
that.
gotta pause you right here because this story is
Yeah.
going on a very, very long time.
It's a
Which is
very,
so
yeah,
long that
detail
I'm like
intensive story.
losing like train of, like the thought of like, but so I want to know like what Rachel thinks about what you're saying. I just want to hear
Yeah,
her
Oh my
yeah, fair enough.
goodness,
take
you're
on it.
putting
Yeah.
me on the spot. Most of this stuff, I mean, if you're an inquisitive mind that wants to know, you've read this or had some sort of information, about this.
Well,
And it's kind of up in the air with me because I'm
the
more
thing,
of like a hands-on type of girl that if I don't like
the thing,
physically
yeah,
see it for myself,
but the
it's kind of
thing
like a
was,
50-50 thing.
well, that's the thing. I got interested straight away because I've got a telescope and I've seen the grid and I showed it to my daughter. and said like, "God, look, check this! It's a grid on the moon. It's got to be, it can't be natural, you know." And I showed it to my daughter,
Yeah.
but we
Okay,
only
well, in the ghost busting world, okay, let's do this. In the ghost busting world, when they're taking all these pictures of these anomalies and these, shadow figures and everything, your mind goes to matrixing, which means if you see a face, you're going to see a face. You're going to make it into a face that you're
oh
going to
yeah, no,
see.
no, this was a perfect grid, straight
Oh
grid
yeah, I
lines.
know, but I was just trying to put that out there too.
But
That
I
yeah,
your
like
mind
I see
sees
what you're
what you
oh
want to
saying.
yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah. That's right. That's why I think when people die and they or had near death experience and think they went to heaven and all that, they actually that's what they thought they were going to see. So that's what they saw.
Right. Like someone once explained to me that
Very
series
good.
Lost in
Yeah.
comparison to the the Malaysian flight going disappearing. That's why we were all
Um,
so apt to believe it because you know it was
Well, well, that's
I
how
missed
drug.
what she said. I'm sorry,
Sorry.
Tracy.
that
Oh,
because we all saw the series Lost, that when the flight went missing, the Malaysia flight, like a whole plane, that we were apt to believe that something like that could just happen, like with no trace, and they just,
Oh,
let
I
it
see.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, like we saw it, so we believed it, like, oh, see it when you believe it. And so we
Right.
saw it in an episode, and it
well,
kind of
yeah,
controlled
I
our
thought I wouldn't
mind.
be scared if I ever saw aliens, like.
Hmm.
But I had a light beam down on me one time on the beach. Me and a mate was sitting down, just about to sit down and drink some beer. And we bent down to put the bottles, stand the bottles up in the sand. And while we did that, a light came on around us. We thought, what the hell? Where's this coming from? And looked around from what
They wanted
direction
a beer.
the beam was coming from. Well, it was friggin' just a perfect circle, and it was a red light. And anyway, we both said, "Oh, can you see that?" Yeah. We looked up, and there's this red star. And while we're looking at it, it turned green. We look back down; it's green around us. Oh, bugger this! Took off. Thought, not,
Bugger this.
you got to say hello first.
Or
Right,
goodbye.
right.
Well, I said goodbye. Yeah.
How
I,
about Skinwalker Ranch? I mean, the government has taken
oh
that
yeah,
over
that's
with all
freaky.
kinds of super sensitive
Yeah.
equipment to try to document those portholes and whatever's going on there. So I find that sort of stuff fascinating. Like I
Oh
would go live there.
yeah.
Would
I
you?
would.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
scared of anything.
Yeah, well, there's no point. I mean, like these guys. The thing is, though, like I've always said, if they were going
There's
to do any
no point.
harm,
Boy, that's so dismissive. Thank you. And you're
if they,
welcome.
yeah, well, if they were going to do any harm to us, they would do it, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
he means
Yeah.
there's no point in being scared of
No.
it.
No, I heard him. Thank you, Tracy.
No,
I'm just
I mean,
messing with him.
yeah, I
No,
feel
he's
like,
very, very knowledgeable. You're lucky to have him on your channel, Tracy. He knows his stuff.
Yeah. I
right, yeah,
mean,
he is very knowledgeable, and I do like
yeah.
believe
What
more
I
now
can't,
about this
what I
stuff with
can't wait
all of
for,
this.
Tracy, is a bunch of new stuff to read. Come on, government, release new stuff for us to read. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Well, I don't think they're ever going to come out with it. I grew up all my life thinking, they're going to yeah,
They're going to unveil. They're
we
going
were
to
going
have
to
the
have
great reveal.
yeah, we were going to have anti gravity when I was old enough to drive cars, and we'll be
Do
flying
you
around
see
in
the
these
way
things.
people drive cars that are stuck to the earth with gravity? I mean, I
Yeah,
would not
yeah.
trust anybody with an
Well,
anti-gravity car. Are
I
you
think
kidding me?
I think the main reason too, of all the crazies in the world, if you gave them a vehicle that would allow them to go anywhere they wanted in the world within seconds, yeah, it'd
Or
be
to make the vehicle a weapon. You're not thinking
yeah,
on the next
yeah,
level, dude. Come
yeah.
on. You're smart.
We wouldn't be
You're
around
smart.
any longer, would we?
Yeah, you're smart. You got to
Hey,
think that, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. That's
I
why we don't have anti-gravity cars because they can become weapons. You can like blow
oh,
up half the
definitely.
continent.
Yeah, but the
Please.
government
but
probably maybe has them,
if
and they could fall into the wrong hands because of the right
Well,
price.
hopefully not.
if the governments do have them all already, though, like if all the governments are aware of anti gravity, and that's only a matter of time before they are using it as a weapon. So
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
what was that Soviet thing called? Hubba Bubba Gum? What was that in Antarctica?
yeah.
The
Oh, I
little
tell
floating.
you,
What was
oh,
that little guy called? That looked like a spaceship and was like Hubba Bubba Gum or whatever, and
oh,
shot at the fleet of U.S. The Entourage fleet that went there to destroy the
oh, in
UFO.
Antarctica, yeah, yeah. They had you've seen the photographs that were taken from the submarine of them leaving the water, the UFOs busting up out of the water and triangular shaped ones like cigars.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of cool. But what was
Mm.
that thing called?
Which one? What?
Mm.
It was like Hobo or something that the Soviets built, and it looked like a spaceship. And then
Oh,
we sent a whole
oh,
fleet
the
to
blimp,
like, what was that?
the blimp, or the Russian? Oh, you're talking about the German UFOs? Germany had UFOs before at the end of World War
Okay,
Two.
whichever. It was called
Oh,
like Hobo or Hubba Bubba Gum. What was that called?
oh, I can't remember. Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember either, but you
yeah,
know
I
what
know
I'm
what you're
talking
talking
about.
about. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. What they called the actual crafts.
yeah.
Yeah, like we have Min lights or whatever they called the
No, I think
things
she's
that were
right
buzzing
about that
around.
Russian thing, though, because I feel like I remember like writing something down about that,
Yeah, I think
and
Tommy was discussing that too, and he knew the proper name for that. I'm just joking around because I don't.
I put a link
no.
in the chat section for that Apollo 20, the city,
Oh,
and
I
just
can probably find that. I've probably seen it before.
check it out. It's a beautiful thing, the structure, and
Mhm.
yeah, believe me, we would not build anything like this on Earth. Like it's just the design's just not us.
Right.
But
Well, you heard about this time capsule that they're putting on the moon shortly, and they have like a little square crystal that they're actually embedding with knowledge of the Earth and Earthlings and our
yeah,
technology and our history and stuff, and it's the size of a postage stamp, correct?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's three-dimensional memory, so
Yeah,
they can write.
exactly. It's like a holographic type of thing where it uses three, what do they call those things? Bio language, computer language.
Yeah, I think the quantum computers.
Yeah, that's it. Quantum. Thank you.
I think they're trying to make them to communicate with the computer they got from the Roswell crash.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going. Thank you.
Because it's a big crystal, diamond-shaped crystal that is an advanced computer that runs on any available light source.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's so advanced, so they haven't got any way of linking to it or hacking it or anything.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I think that's what the
I
quantum computers
I
are
knew
doing.
you would fill in the blank for me, so it's great to have one of you guys around.
Well,
I
like
believe,
in
I
those
believe.
monoliths, they also have, the crystal running through inside of them,
Hmm.
and we're, a working apparatus as a receiver and a transmitter, you know?
Yes.
Mm. Yeah,
Yes.
well, magnetic resonance,
Hmm.
yeah. So monks can lift heavy stones with sound. They've
Right. Well, how do you
demonstrated
think
it.
Coral Castle was built in South Florida? My uncle went down there and talked to
Yeah.
actually the person that built that. And he had
What
this
a
box on a tripod made of wood, and he would move these huge coral pieces. And he made that, as an homage to his lost love. And it's called Coral Castle, and it's still standing in South Florida. Any tourist can go visit, anybody can go visit. And my uncle
yeah.
Mickey used to talk to that guy,
Yeah, well,
and of
apparently
course,
it.
the government came and took that little box away. And then he had trouble. He had to do pulleys and tackles and all that to move the huge pieces of
Yeah.
coral from
Well,
that point on.
he discovered the secrets of the
Yeah,
Egyptian.
didn't he? That guy was awesome. Yeah, my Uncle Mickey used to take me to the races too. I used to pick out the winners.
Well, a couple of kids said they caught him doing it, moving the rocks. They saw it, and they
Yeah.
reckon he had these ice cream cones that he was using to steer the rock around with.
Mhm.
And another guy was saying about how they found all these things in Egypt, these ice cream cone shaped stones,
Mhm.
and I think they're like a tuning fork.
Yeah.
And and I think you see all these big stones. They got holes or lumps on them and stuff here and there. I think they used to hook on an antenna onto them to load the stone
Levitate
with,
them.
yeah, to load the stone with magnetic resonance, and then they could
Yep.
lift them and just push them around wherever they wanted.
Yep. Well, my Uncle Mickey Pop, like I said, talked to that guy directly, and I lived down there during that
Yeah, that would have
time.
been
So,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was awesome going there and watching that stuff.
but he apparently wouldn't give the secrets out though. But
Well,
he
the
trucking.
government came and got his little box.
They
And
would have
then he
been.
was using pulley and tackle after that. I know that for a
Uh,
fact.
yeah,
He didn't
well,
want to mess with the government no more.
yeah, they probably warned him off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When the little black or the big black men come in those black suits, yeah, you say yes,
Yeah,
sir,
stop doing
or
what
else
you're
you
doing, or
disappear.
else. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, like I know how to build a free energy device that could run anything we want on Earth. But
Damn, build me one, dude. I want to like levitate and shit. Like my bed spin around. That'd be
it's
cool.
it's an energy device. I don't know if it's going to levitate you. But
Might levitate me in my bed
how
though.
how do you sort of tell people? Because I thought about just releasing it, but I thought if I did that, the wrong people will get their hands on it, and
Oh yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
I
And
mean,
I
ethically,
thought,
that's the huge question, right?
but also then I thought to myself, well, have the wrong people already got their hands on it? Because I mean they're
Yeah.
suppressing all this shit and keeping everyone
Yeah.
in struggle street. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It
Well,
works
look at
both
Mel's
ways.
Hole. Like, have you heard of
Hmm?
Mel's Hole?
What now, Tracy?
Mel's
Who-
Hole.
Doesn't ring a bell. Can you tell us
It's
about
like
it?
in Washington, I believe. This guy, he was like a farmer, and he came across this hole that was, he was on the Art Bell show talking about it.
Oh, love
That
Art
was
Bell.
And when you lean over, you don't fall. It sort of keeps you.
no, no, no. It was like 80,000 feet deep, and he still hadn't
Wow.
reached the bottom. And then there's other
Ah,
holes like that across, the or
yeah,
planet.
it's probably a vent for the center Earth.
Yeah.
Right, or it could be places where these crafts have risen up out of the
Right.
center of
Mhm.
Earth.
I was wondering too the other day. Someone was asking me, can you find someone's location? Like on Google. I mean, sorry, on YouTube and stuff. And I was wondering if they were talking about under telepathy. Because we were talking about telepathy, and
Oh
I was,
wow.
and I was wondering if they were meaning could I locate them on people on YouTube, and that is possible if people have got their own face on their icon, because
Oh, lovely.
you
You're
only
telling me
need to,
that now.
yeah, well,
Shit.
you only need the image person's face and
Right.
and know their name, and so what you would do to do that, you would
But then I
actually,
would know.
no, you won't. I had girls.
Really?
No, no, not at all. I had these girls who used to. I did get a shiver down my spine when they left me, but that's
Mhm.
only. But I still didn't know why until they explained to me later on that they'd possessed my body and were looking out my eyes, listening to everything I was hearing, feeling,
Oh
seeing.
no, that ain't gonna happen with me. I mean, if
No,
somebody
no.
comes near my energy force, I know, dude.
Well, I didn't know, and I mean. Yeah, and apparently it doesn't matter where you are on Earth, they can reach you. You can be on a different planet, and that's what the Sumerians used to talk about, how they
I
contacted
mean,
their.
you're sitting in your house. Has nobody ever heard a pop in their house? I mean, seriously, Tracy, have you heard of, you've been sitting in your apartment and suddenly you hear this pop and it's almost like it's folding in on itself instead of projecting the sound out.
Imploding.
Yeah, exactly. So Tracy.
No, I don't think so.
No, you've never heard a pop in your house. Well, lucky you. I do all the time.
But,
I mean, I
yeah.
How
had
about
at
you?
one point, like, I heard, what I thought was like whispering voices, but more in a ghostly sense, like,
But
Oh,
even
they were
okay.
having a conversation,
but
and
Right.
I
say
was hearing,
Interesting.
but even if I
yeah,
was to come and visit you, say you Tracy, right? If I was to try and contact you in telepathy and I was able to enter your body or whatever and see what you were looking at and all that, I still don't know where you are unless you look at something that I can recognize, you know what I mean? Or get an
right,
address from or something like that. You know what I mean? I'd
right.
only see
Well,
you
Carol,
then
the
you're
when
enforcer, said
cheating.
she watched the episode. Um, she watched the episode of the Art Bell, the Mel Toll thing, and she also said, yes, pop in the walls, like a pop in the walls.
Oh, who said
I
that
don't know
on in
about
the
any.
chat?
Carol,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, popping the whirls, exactly. So she knows what I'm talking about. How about what's your name instead of like alien or whatever your avatar?
spaceman.
What's my name?
Yeah,
My name
besides Spaceman.
my name's
What do you call
Bruce.
him, Steve?
Bruce, nice to meet you. I'm
Oh, Bruce.
Rochelle. Very nice
Yeah,
to meet you.
hi Rochelle.
So yeah, definitely. Have you ever heard popping in your place of residence?
No, but
No, really.
I've had like I've had missing time events. I've had UFOs follow us underwater while we've been out
Hmm.
on trawlers, and all sorts of seen figures of people, that glow sky blue. That
Yes.
they don't talk to me though. Like I hear other people saying about visitations and that. I've never had anyone speak to me, but I feel like I'm always being watched. And
What
I
color am I thinking about right now?
Red.
green, green.
Yeah, red. Tracy said
Uh,
it. Red.
yeah,
Exactly. What did you say, Spaceman?
I said green, but
No,
I
Tracy
wasn't.
got it.
Yeah,
Wow. Good one, Tracy.
Right
yeah.
away, right? Pretty
Yeah,
good.
right away. Right
Uh,
away. I said
Mhm.
red and you read it. Yeah,
it's
wow. That's
funny.
cool.
I sort of changed my mind when Tracy said red. I thought I'd pick a different color, and I shouldn't have because I was thinking similar. Yeah, I
You were
started
thinking
to.
red?
Yeah, I was starting to say red,
Truthfully.
and then
Wow.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
Tracy said red, and
well,
I went, oh, green then.
well, you
I
dude,
shouldn't have.
Bruce, you just
Yeah,
felt me just like Tracy did. Do you
yeah.
believe?
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying to Tracy the other day. Like I will
Tracy's like, that crazy girl, don't believe her.
when I play cards, I will people to throw cards out.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
I
poker.
win. I win lots in cards,
Yeah.
and it really used to piss people off because yeah, even when I
Hmm.
didn't know how to play the game and they were teaching me, I'd end up
Hmm.
beating all their asses because I was willing them to throw out cards that I wanted, and they'd
Hmm.
do it.
I believe
Yeah.
that. Like I said, my uncle, when I was a little tiny brat, used to take me to the track, the horse races. I'd pick the winner every single time. No losers, winners.
All right,
And
so let's
I've
test
never
you
been
guys' psychic ability. Okay.
winner.
Oh my God, she's going to test me now. Okay, let me clear my
Yeah,
mind.
testing both of you guys. Okay.
Okay, I got my two
I don't
crystals with
know.
me. I should have
Now
my
I'm gonna do it
pendulum.
though
I didn't say.
individually,
I
so
didn't say.
that one person, huh?
I didn't say I was psychic.
No, no, I'm just gonna do it individually though, so that one person can't say, "Oh, I was going to say that," so I said something different.
Yeah,
So
No,
let's
yeah,
just
fair
do
enough.
no, I
You
believe
gotta, you
Bruce when
gotta,
he
you
said
gotta,
red.
you got to stick with your first thoughts. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I changed it, so I
Yeah. No,
screwed
I
up.
believe
You
Tracy.
know.
I believe Bruce when because
No,
I
no,
always
I know, but
heard.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say so to avoid that happening while I'm like testing you both on your skill, I'm gonna ask individually. Like I'll change it when I ask the other person. You know what I'm
Okay.
Okay.
saying? Like it won't be the
Yeah,
same
you
one
change
you
the
get.
question.
Well, we can give it a go, I suppose.
All right, so I'm asking Rachel. Okay, it's a 2-digit number.
27.
What number am I? 2-digit number. What
27.
number am I thinking of? 2-digit.
Yeah, 2 and 7.
No,
27.
no.
I
Well,
was
that's
thinking,
what came to my mind.
I was thinking 19, but anyway.
All right.
You
So
were
now spacing. I'm not going to change the number. The same one. We'll just go back and forth, back and three
same
times.
number.
No, I'm not going to. I was going to ask, like, give you three guesses, but now I'll just say, should I do it like that, or should you just get three
I don't
guesses
know. It does
individually
sort
on
of.
this number?
It's
If
hard.
I already guessed, I don't think I would get. Well, I could guess again. Okay, do that then.
That
So
way, yeah, yeah. Go
she's
ahead. So
thinking of the same number, and you guess what it is, Bruce. It's just
Yeah.
a game.
Okay. So you got to think of the number continually.
yeah, I have been. Yeah. So
30,
She's
yeah,
thinking of one number, a
36,
two-digit number.
36.
not 20. And Cheryl guessed 22, but nope, not 22.
Oh, okay. I said 36.
Not 36.
Mm.
Is it? I'm thinking
Two
16
digit,
or
two
17.
two digit numbers pretty complex.
Yeah. Is it like 16 or
You
17,
know, a
Tracy?
number between 1 and 10 or something might be a more appropriate way of doing it. Or
All right. So between 1 and 50.
Oh my God.
that's still a
No,
You're
not
that's
getting
even
more
still.
one,
difficult.
because it's
I
a
mean,
two
that's
digit. Because it's a two
still a
digit.
two
It's two
digit
digits, so
number.
it has to be between
No,
10 and 50.
Bruce just suggested between the number 1 to 10, and that's it. That would be a more fair thing to do.
When my
I
daughter
guess,
did
but
this
I was
to
like
me,
trying to
well,
concentrate real hard and send
me,
psychic messages.
me and my wife, my daughter tested me and my wife like that once, and yeah, told us to pick a number between 1 and 10, and
Right.
we both 3 times in a row guessed the same number.
Yeah. You have to sort of clear your energy, and when you send it, like I sent the
Yeah,
word red to you and to Tracy, you've got to send
it's
it. You've got
not
to
it's
know.
not
Yeah.
some
That's what
it's
I've been
not
trying,
something.
but you guys only are guessing
Yeah,
like one
yeah, but
time.
we
So
are
guess
guessing
again.
because we're
We're
not really
trying.
we're not really in tune or in the mood for that. You know what I mean? You got to
Oh, fine.
be,
Forget it then.
yeah, you got to be it's something. You got to be,
Usually it's done in the same room. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
But it's not. It's
39.
not.
It's 39.
Oh well, there you go. I said 36. I wasn't far
But
off.
You
I
were
said
close.
27, so that would be along the same lines. No, I'm just joking.
But um, some people you're in tune with, but anyway. But if like with telepathy, if I wanted to focus on you, I'd have to be able to see your face with my eyes shut.
Yeah.
So what I would do if I wanted to try and contact with you, I would get a picture of you and I'd open my eyes, look at it, close them, and
Hmm.
try to see your image still, and then
Right.
open and look at it again, close them, and keep doing that until I can see your face with my eyes shut, and then
Right.
I can keep that focus in my mind. And when I get to the point where my body's relaxed and entering the astral plane, I will go to you because I'm thinking of you only. But that because astral travel is really about focus. If you can't keep that key focus, then you can't do it. You can't have distractions or get sidetracked or wander off some other thought. You've got to be able to focus on that thought alone, and
Right.
that's how you do it.
Have you ever
Um,
heard, Bruce, of Sloan Bella, where she used to help police cold case files, and she would not even have to hold any sort of material of the victim, and
no,
she would
yeah.
close cases left and right.
Mm. There was a
Yeah.
guy in America that got hit by lightning.
Chrissy, she wasn't limited to 1 through 10.
Hey?
No, she wasn't. Sloan's my idol. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you get enough, you only like these girls that used to come and enter my body, and that they all they needed was my face and my
I don't know
name,
if
and
I believe that
that's
stuff.
all
I
they.
do believe the psychics, though.
I wish I hadn't smoked all my life, because it scared me when I started doing it. When they taught me what to do and that, and I was listening to my body, because they told me, make sure I had someone with me, that knew what I was doing, because your body slows down to the point, like I said, that not even a doctor can tell you're still alive. All right, everything in your body just basically comes to a stop, but it's not stop. It hasn't stopped. Your blood's still flowing. Your heart is
Right? It's like
beating.
the movie Flatliners.
Right.
Yeah, it's real stuff. You know what I mean? And if did any of you guys have a go at listening to the clock, like I told you? Because that's a
No,
Um,
safe
because I
one.
know, well, first of all, I live alone. I'm not gonna do something that you said be around
No,
somebody.
no, no. But all you're going to do is realize that you can
And
enter into the
second of
astral
all,
plane. It's not
oh
going to
isn't
yeah,
harm
it
some
you.
of us,
flatliners?
yeah. No, some of us get sucked into the stream and realize when we're going into it, but then once you reach the next plane, you have,
It's
whether you
like
have a recollection or not.
it's like if you have a dream, right? A dream's an actual astral travel, but
Yeah.
it's uncontrolled. But if next time you have a dream, just try and focus on something you see in that dream and ask yourself, what's that? And you'll go to it straight away and it'll show you what it is. All
Yeah.
right. And you'll realize that you're controlling your dream then. And you can continue on doing that and go anywhere you see. And you can actually go other places too if you can imagine them, see them in your mind, and it'll take you to those things.
Right.
So you might think of the Eiffel Tower and just picture the Eiffel Tower, and the next minute you'll be on it. And it's real stuff. It's just, and that's why I believe these ancient people lived to 800, 900 years, and they call these shamans and stuff because they spent most of their time in the astral plane and slowed down their body functions, so they didn't age quickly. They just
Exactly.
slowed it all down to the point where they just, and every bit of knowledge is on the astral plane through all
Mhm.
history.
See, that's where
Right?
I get it from, Tracy. I'm
Oh, I'm
just kidding
serious.
with her.
Yeah. No, I'm serious though. You can go back in time in astral travel if you know
Oh no,
how.
I know all this stuff. Yeah,
No,
Umbrella
when I
does
was
the same thing.
yeah,
So
when I was younger, I used to,
yeah,
like have trouble sleeping, or if I even still, if I have trouble sleeping, I'll imagine myself like on a hammock, on a beach, like in a place
Oh,
where I'd
yeah.
like to be. And
climbing
I
up the
can,
wall onto the ceiling.
huh?
Climbing up the wall onto the ceiling.
No,
Yeah, well, when
I
I,
mean, like you're talking about an out of body experience there, Rachel, right? Rachel?
Yeah,
oh,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call it.
Well, out of body, you're floating sort of thing. So,
But
yeah.
yeah, that happened to me.
I don't know if you float through the ceiling though, because I panicked when I realised I was about to hit the ceiling and snapped out of it.
Well, like
Oh,
I said,
I
nothing
snapped.
scares me.
Well, I snapped out of it because I saw my own body in the bed. When I looked back
Me
down at
too,
the
yeah.
floor, I see my body in the bed, and I freaked out, thinking, "I'm not dead. I'm not dead." I thought my body, my was going to heaven, sort of thing. And I freaked out, and I woke up. But yeah, that's
I
why
even
they.
felt like the texture of the ceiling, it was just weird. It was paint.
Oh, well, yeah. Everything's connected. So that's why a lot of people freak out when they reckon, oh, the demons are going to get them and all this sort of thing. Because if, depending on where you're focusing on or what you're focusing on, if, some people fall asleep on their arm and they're listening to their blood flowing or whatever, they can hear their blood heartbeat or whatever. And that sort of it's a daydream, but it's also, you're in that state. You're actually in the astral plane,
But
but
I feel like
Right.
those are two
you're
different
not
things. An
going
out of
anywhere.
body experience that you
No.
don't want to have is not astral
Yeah,
projection,
it
really. That's
is.
not,
Yes,
It
it
kind
is.
of is,
It
it
Tracy.
is.
is, but not that you want. So it's not like trying to, you know,
You
I
did
mean,
it.
yeah, controlling your dreams, but for me, like it was a nightmare. Like, you know,
Why was it a nightmare though?
because it started off as a nightmare, not controlling my dreams, like when I said about the hammock and all that, but when
Mm.
I had an experience of where I felt like I was touching the ceiling, that was when I was really, like I was younger in
So,
junior high school. And I remember the nightmare clear as day
mm,
that, they had evacuated the school, right? And everybody was sitting out on the lawn, but my friend said she needed to get something from inside the school. But
uh-huh.
when inside there, she wanted to go up on the third floor of the school that we did have, like it was exactly my school that I was attending at the time.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
because you
third
were
floor
there.
was there and it was always,
You were
abandoned.
there. Yeah.
right. And so she wanted to go up and explore while the school was like, I even remember the teacher that we had been sitting out on the lawn talking to. It was Mr. Alminas. And so she goes to go up these stairs. And you know how there's like a set of stairs, then a landing, then the set of stairs, but big wide ones like in a school.
Right.
And she starts going up that second step that's leading to the third floor while I'm standing in you know, on the landing. And it's like real dark, but I could actually see the outline of somebody standing there with a knife. And I'm going to her, no, no, don't go up. And on the step was what appeared like a body, but wrapped up in something, but the hand was out. And then she's
Mm.
looking back at me going, oh, come on, don't be so, don't be scared. And then he started to stab her. This was what was going on in the nightmare. And I could hear
Yeah, but
the
she
knife.
didn't feel anything.
No, I could hear the knife hitting her. Like I could hear it hitting her bone, like bones and stuff.
Oh,
And then
Damn.
next thing
yeah,
I
that's good.
was like where you're trying to run and you're trying to scream, but it's like in molasses.
Yeah, your slow motion.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then
Well,
I was touching the ceiling, the texture,
see,
Right.
and
the thing is, right?
my
People
hand was
can,
wait,
Let her
wait, no.
finish.
Yeah, and my hand was iridescent, like I could see through it, but it was like in a glowing kind of way,
Wow.
like iridescent. So
but you got to
I
remember too.
was very scared at that moment and looked down, like was able
Yeah,
to kind of, turn around
anything.
and look down right through my own hands and see myself on the bed.
Right.
Did you
Yeah,
Mhm.
wake
and
up?
my
Did you
sister
wake up?
came in. Wait a minute, I just kind of like willed myself like to go back into, my body, and my sister came running in and in real life now
Yeah. So you woke
and
up.
was
Yeah.
like, oh, because I was yelling out her name,
Wow.
but like I was in molasses. It was coming out
Right.
real weird. But she came running in and woke me up out of this nightmare. But I'll never forget feeling the texture of the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Well,
That was an experience,
in
Tracy.
the
Wow.
in the
Hmm.
astral plane, though, you can see other people that are in there. All right. So you can connect if, like you try to connect with someone and they're in the astral plane as well. You can see one another.
No, I
So
didn't say. Oh, you're saying in the astral
yeah,
that
yeah.
you're doing it
So if you've got
astral.
bad people in there and that, they can scare you. You know what I mean? They can make you um, uh, see things that
Yeah, but
intentionally,
you're saying
like to
voluntarily
freak
you're
you
going
out.
in.
Yeah. Well, they might do it to put you off. You know what I mean? To stop you from
From doing
traveling
that
any
any
further.
further. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So, but they can't physically harm you in any way. Like anything that scares you, you'll just wake back up out of your astral plane. As long as you remember where you are, that you're asleep in your bed, you'll just wake up, So they can't physically connect with you that way.
Right, right. But I feel like some dreams you feel like you could possibly die if you don't, like wake yourself up, like maybe from a heart attack or something.
Well, that's what I'm a bit nervous about because when I realised how slow my breathing and that was, I thought, hell, no way, I can't live on that. It really scared me, and I freaked out and woke up, But I haven't been game to try it again since, because I still smoke and everything, and I just thought, oh, I wish I was fitter, because I wish I had have learnt this stuff when I was a kid, I'd be really, these girls that taught me about it said I'd be really good at it because I was able to see my own body when I was flying, so,
So, do you believe in the theory that all the fluoride that's pumped into us actually prevents
yeah,
psychic abilities?
yeah, I think most people. I had an event. I don't know if you heard it last time when I was talking about when I got hit by a sound weapon at my computer. I was hit by a microwave weapon after
Oh,
watching a.
wow.
Yeah,
So,
I watched a
they were
3.5.
targeting you?
Yeah, I was watching a 3.5 hour episode, 7 parts it was, of this Dr. Deagle warning us about these smartphones they were going to bring out. This was like 2 years before anyone even seen a smartphone, right?
Right.
And he was warning us about the three weapons built in them and how he was scared that the government was going to use them to create a mass plague event. And then, um, have you ever seen the movie Kingsman?
Yes.
Where that rich black guy puts a free internet up and then sends a signal for everyone's phone and turn them all
Yes.
into zombies and that.
Mhm.
And you're either a zombie or you want to just kill anything you see
Yeah,
near you.
it's been
He
under
said
the
that.
theory of rage.
Yeah, well, he was saying that in this film, in this thing, right? He was saying that's what they can actually do. When I
Well,
saw
yeah,
Yeah.
that
that's like
movie
the movie
Kings,
Jacob's Ladder.
when I saw that movie Kingsman, it freaked me out because I straight after he was telling us this stuff, right? He talked about the screen being a scalar wave weapon, and even your computer screen, your TV screen, that can talk directly to your brain waves,
Oh
Well, yeah,
yeah.
of course.
right?
Yeah. That
And
Yeah, that's not news.
I thought everybody
That's
knew
not
that.
new news. Yeah,
well,
that's like
he was concerned about it when he talked about scalar waves. I ended up after watching this for 3.5 hours. I closed it down, brought up Google because only Russia in the early days of the internet was talking about scalar waves. No one else in the world was. And this guy was American. I thought, shit, well, others must be working with it
yeah, but the
nowadays.
movie Jacob's Ladder, or even Manchurian Candidate, they
Yeah,
all
Well, those are programming individuals. Yeah.
yeah.
right. And the Jacob's Ladder, and just to do with rage, like you said, like
Yeah.
the rage. They're folk like the
Well,
Jacob's Ladder. They were giving the soldiers drugs that made them actually kill each other.
Yeah.
And
More
yeah.
susceptible to rage.
But this weapon, right, that hit me was like it did something to my head, because I've never ever had headaches in my life.
yeah, but just like I think Rachel said earlier, like sometimes if you see something,
No,
you
no, I got
might you might believe it
no,
like
no, no. I can
that. So maybe
demonstrate
after
it.
watching it for that amount of time, maybe
No,
you
I can
know,
build the device and demonstrate it, Tracy. It's real.
no,
All
no, no.
right.
I believe that it's real. Don't get me
Mm.
wrong there. I'm just saying, even if it was something that you watched for 3.5 hours, perhaps maybe this guy wanted you to watch it. Not just
No,
you
no, no.
personally.
It was just the reason I actually brought his video up was because me and a neighbour across the road, the same guy that was poisoning magpies, we were standing out the front watching this chemtrail get made across the sky, and it spread out on its own. This one trail just started shooting other trails out 90 degrees from itself, and
Wow.
and then they started doing the same thing, sending out other trails 90 degrees from themselves and made a grid in the sky while we were standing there watching it. And I thought,
Yeah.
what the
Amazing.
hell, what kind of technology they got in that shit? So
Yeah.
I I raced inside to see if anyone had a film of this before, on YouTube. And sure enough, that's the Dr. Deagle. I found he had a picture of one on his title screen, right?
Mhm.
And he was saying what they were doing there is that they were spraying insect nerve polymers, and we
Oh
breathe
wow.
right, and we breathe these things in. They find themselves in our body. They find themselves and then reconnect, and they form a mesh inside us, and they can tune in on it like an antenna.
Right.
Right, and he said,
Dr. Cheryl says Dr. Robert Duncan talks about voice to skull weapons.
Oh yeah. Skull weapons. We're past that point, but thank you, Cheryl.
yeah. So he
Hmm.
said though, like he said, if you ever
See,
see
that
one
was
of these, get the hell
amazing.
inside. He said because within
The
20
only
minutes to
reason
half
why
an
we're
hour.
past that point, no, no, no. Listen, I have to address that right now, right?
Go.
Oh
The only
sure.
reason why we're past that point, like, and she means past the point of what we were talking, is because it's hard to say anything. And no offense, but that Space Jam, it is a little hard to interject, right?
Yeah.
So that I do like to read
Mm.
people's
Yeah.
comments, and she was in agreement with you. So we
Yeah,
are
I
yeah,
past that
think I
because I'm
Yeah, I
but
think
getting
I
yeah,
to
did say targeted individuals a while back, Tracy. But yeah, he's very interesting. I mean, you're very lucky to have him here. I mean, this is
no, 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 no,
amazing.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I'm saying about Cheryl's
Oh,
comment that
the chat and stuff. It's hard to keep up with the chat and keep up with what's,
Mr.
no,
Bobby
not
he's
hard to
Smith.
talking
keep up
about.
with it.
Mi-
Hard to get to say like what's pinned on the screen and that what she wants to state too. Like she said, she was in agreement. She was saying
Yes.
Dr. Robert
Yeah,
Duncan talked
Mr. Bobby
about
Smith
that.
saying hello.
Hmm.
Right, Mr. Bobby Smith. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Mrs. Bobby Smith. I
Oh, look
appreciate.
at the little cat in his avatar. That's cute.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
I wanted to say, Cheryl, was about the when I got hit with this device, right? I started getting a lot of heat in my head, and I was
Right, so
getting
we're not
this,
past it, see?
and I was getting like this headache wanted to come on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after I was attacked by this, I sort of freaked out, and I stayed away from my computer for 5 days, which is a big thing for me because I don't watch TV. I just live on my computer. So anyway, but after 5 days, I realised, shit, this what's the point? I can't escape this crap. I've got to use my computer for work to put invoicing in. My wife's got a phone. I have a phone. My daughter has one. The TV's
Right.
on all the
I have a
time.
flip phone just for
Yeah,
that cause.
yeah. So I thought, well, I can't escape it, right? Well, I went back on my computer and. In my computer room, I had a big aircon in the window that had no glass above it. It just had a board that I used to pull out when I wanted to have just air coming through.
Right.
Right now, I had the blinds open, the opening above the aircon, and I never ever fall asleep at my computer ever. Right, I never have. And for some reason that night, I woke up with my hand on the keyboard and my hand on the mouse, and in panic. I don't know what. I don't remember falling asleep or anything. I just remember panic and looking at the window, the opening in the
So
window.
you had like an antsy feeling,
Well, I
almost
didn't
like
know.
a,
I didn't know
yeah,
why, right?
yeah,
I snapped out of whatever it was, sitting up in my computer chair, right, with my hand on the mouse and keyboard. So I hadn't fallen asleep. I just didn't remember. I don't remember what happened. I just remember
right,
panicking and looking at the window in fright, and then thinking, what the hell am I panicking for? And then I realized the back of my head was extremely sore, right? Like I'd been bashed on the back of the head or something, Anyway, I thought, what the hell happened? Did I fall back and hit my head or something? But there was nothing behind my computer chair that I could have hit my head on.
right.
And anyway, but when you get pain, you put pressure on it, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, where the pain was right where the skull attaches to your spine.
Oh
Right.
wow.
Now, when I put pressure on there, though, it felt like the pain traveled up into the center of my skull.
Wow.
Right. And I thought, oh, that's weird, man. Like I thought, oh, I'm going to go to bed. So I went to bed. I wake up the next morning and I'm rubbing it because it was still sore a bit. So I'm rubbing it and I could feel this lump there, like a small lump. And I said to the wife, can you look at that? What is that? Yeah. And she looked at it and said, oh, it looks like a drop of blood. And I said,
Wow.
"Oh," I said, "Can you pick it off and tell me, like what do you think caused it? Is it a scratch or what?" So she picked it off and she said, "Oh, it looks like a puncture wound, like you've had a
Yeah, perfectly round.
like you had a
Yeah.
needle or something." And I
Mhm.
said, "Oh, I thought you were going to say that." Yeah, but the funny thing was, my headache went away and I've been fine ever since. But the
So
funny
are you believing all these people that are just waking up hot on their spring mattresses and then they lose like muscle mass and things like that and they age faster, or they wake up and they're shaking like some sort of sound is going into
Well,
them?
that could be a weapon of some sort, or they're living near some frequency. I really am concerned about this 5G business, but
Yeah.
I as I said, I've had missing time events and that. Like I feel like someone is watching over me. But whatever happened to me that day, they fixed up what was done to me by that microwave weapon. you
Oh,
know, and whenever we have heavy chemtrailing, right, like when
yes.
they cover the sky completely with all the cloud and that, this wound comes back, it reappears, and it weeps.
Wow, you're kidding me. So you have
No,
seepage out of the wound,
it's like
like a clear fluid.
it's like it's getting rid of
Any
whatever, like
poisons?
toxins or some shit out
Yeah.
of my head, or Maybe.
Dang, they like you a lot. They gave you a drainage tube.
Well, I have a feeling I'm
Cheryl
supposed to.
said DEW.
Well, whenever I had that missing time event when I went fishing, right, I had a 6.5 hour missing time event.
Yeah.
I've from that point on, I see image of a motor. This like it's like two spiraling plasma orbs that are spinning around. And when I sort of look into it, the more I look into it, the more detail I get shown. And when I ask the question about what it is, keep getting told it's an anti gravity motor engine.
Right.
So I think I'm supposed to build it, and I feel like I can
Oh.
build it, but I just
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I think, Faith, man, that I want to know what DEWs are.
Dues.
DEW. Yeah. What is that? It's a do DEW.
It's something to do with alien, uh, like
And she
a
said, "You're
hidden
right.
alien.
You're very smart."
He
Yeah.
is, definitely. He's got a lot of good stories. Very
Mhm.
interesting.
And, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I've
know
seen
you
a
do.
lot.
Don't giggle. You
I've
know
seen
you
a
do.
lot. Yeah. The funny thing is, though, like it's really frustrating because I have been exposed to so many things, and to try and explain to people, that I've seen these things for real, and I know they're not going to get to see them because they were suppressed the day I got to see them, and like the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb, they found a live recording of the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb in a TV archive in Melbourne when I was a kid, and they aired it on TV. They showed that the Egyptians they found a jet airplane in his tomb, in the servant's tomb, when they opened it, because
Wow.
that's where they found the king, in the servant's tomb, and they found a jet airplane with the wings taken off, laying up against its fuselage. And they also found a book under his arms, which earlier on in the film they were showing these four pictures of insects that were 7 miles wide each one, and they were drawn into the ground 6 meters down using nuclear energy, right? Radioactivity, like nothing will ever grow there again.
Right.
And
Right. Well, that's like their uranium, right, in the ground. I mean,
well,
they call it the snake.
Well, what the
You
book
know.
showed, they ended up opening the book up in the tomb and showing you through the book, or through they only got to page 2 and 3, because across the page 2 and 3 were the four insects drawn on the ground outside, spread across these 2 pages, with Tutankhamun, his wife, standing in the middle, and on
Right.
each picture was a UFO landed, exactly how we draw them today. The
Wow.
same shape, the dish shaped one with the square top and the
Right.
portholes, the
Mhm.
dish shape with the dome top, the triangular shaped one, and one like an upside down bowl with the three round lumps under it. And
Right.
each one had their own species standing in front of it, right? And said that the text said that they were being visited by four other worlds in their day, and these were the landing pads that they created, so they could be spotted
Wow.
from space. Yeah,
Exactly.
and the funny thing is, though, the first lot of aliens looked like hobbits. They were little short guys with chubby noses, long hair,
Oh.
long beards, pointy ears. The
Yeah.
second ones were like the fairies we see in our movies, good looking, long hair, clean shaven, pointy ears. And
Mhm.
the third lot, well, exactly like us, but they were both, and they were the only ones drawn in colour, but they were
All right,
Mhm.
both,
I just want to like interrupt right here because Cheryl is talking about something that her and I did talk about, like one of the first nights on one of my live streams that she
yeah,
had got me, like informed me of, was these direct energy weapons.
Yeah.
mm,
And yeah, she was very knowledgeable of these direct energy weapons, and it was just very interesting to
oh,
hear
they're
because there
real.
was cases where the government was using them as, you
I
know,
did it. I did it by accident when I was playing around making my hydrogen fuel cell, right?
Hmm.
right.
And I
I
had
don't,
it.
I don't want you saying that you're doing that though on here. I don't like, I don't, yeah, because, that
But I
can
was
be
just saying,
frowned.
like, it'd knock you out whenever you went near it. You just passed out instantly.
Right,
I
Right.
had
right.
that
So,
happen to me. I passed
Yeah,
well,
out the
like
other day.
sounds and stuff and
it's
refrigerators
it's
or,
about
like, not the refrigerators, but it sounds like a refrigerator, like a loud, buzzing and stuff in the air. But I think, that's,
mm, it's multiple frequencies that screw you up. Not just
Mhm.
the one or two. It's got to
right.
be a mixture of at least five frequencies, and then they can manipulate all sorts of shit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they got it down to a science, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Mrs. Bobby Smith says, OMG, so cute. What's cute?
Maybe the
Oh my
kitty in
God,
the
so
avatar.
cute.
We're so
Oh,
cute. I don't
Uh,
know.
Mrs. Cute. I
I
can
got a
see a
kid.
little tuxedo
I got
kitty.
a kitty on my knee at the moment. she
Aw,
Oh, yeah? What kind
she
of a
what a
has
cat?
name.
stomach issues and that, so she comes and lays on me legs, so let me tap her on the backside, so it helps her with her problem. So she's
Aw.
yeah, she's. I took her to the vet, to try and find out what was wrong with her, and it cost $1,200, and they still couldn't tell me. But she doesn't do it anymore because I massage her back. I tap her backside, and it seems to. I think she's got like a twisted bowel or something because whenever I tap her backside, she's fine. She doesn't.
Well,
She.
then take that little kitty and just jump around with her. You might be able to untangle the bowels.
Oh, that's a good
I
idea.
don't know if she's going to let you do that peacefully, but yeah, I had a horse with tangled bowels, and we had
Oh,
to rig it up to an apparatus with pulleys and stuff and like bounce the, twelve
yeah.
hundred
Well, she
pound
doesn't
horse.
like a. She doesn't like a belly rub, but yeah, she'll let me do other things.
Yeah.
But,
You
yeah,
just, just a suggestion, but you don't have to listen to me. Just bounce her around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like hold her,
yeah.
wrap her in a towel, and just do like a pogo stick with you
I
and her.
actually put her on my knees and then bounce my knees up and down,
You need
and
to do
she,
it more forcefully than that, dude.
yeah, a lot further.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll send you the
gotcha.
bill in the mail. You'll have to let me know if it cures your cat.
Well, yeah,
I don't know about like bouncing up and down, but maybe jiggling it at first, like a vibration. I could see what
yeah, I
you're
thought,
saying, like the same way you would get a knot out of a necklace.
yeah, jiggle it a bit. I don't want to give
Yeah,
her, what do they call that when when
shaking
Not
babies,
baby
whiplash.
syndrome.
You're not
baby
going to
Like,
do it.
syndrome.
Yeah, you're not going to give her shaking.
No,
No.
I'm not going to shake her
Yeah.
vigorously.
Yeah.
yeah, like bouncing up and down. That could give like a brain injury or something.
No, it's not going to. I wouldn't advise something that would hurt somebody's animal.
Nah, I love all animals. I love everything. I don't. I think everything's got a right to live.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter what it is. I don't kill anything. I hate killing anything. I just think life's too short to be taking their life away.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mrs. Bobby Smith says, yes, those are my fur babies,
Aw.
Chloe and Oreo, spoiled babies.
For a
So,
baby.
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I never had cats before. My daughter sort of rescued these two cats I got now, and and left them with us. So that's sort of the first experience I've had of owning a cat. But yeah, they're fun.
And
The
you like them
characters.
now, huh? Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
love them. I love dogs too. Though. I think dogs are really cool, but cats have got their own personality. That their own boss.
Yeah,
Dogs are.
I inherited a cat from my daughter that moved out of state because the cat would not make it that long in like a cat carrier. It was over 16 hours of the state that she was going to. Cat was psycho when I got it, but now it's like a little kitten.
Yeah, well, our other cat, it was never been handled by a person, so sort of half feral when we got her, and she was really flighty and scared of people and that. Yeah, and I actually won her over time. The other girls couldn't get her to sit on their laps or anything like that. Now she's my little baby.
So they're like
She
a
lets me
cat
rub
with
her.
fur.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
what I
to do
said.
that with an outside cat. We're trying to get it to where it's tame enough to come in the house, and then I'll start working with it, much more
Mm.
closer. But it's this gray cat that's been in my neighborhood since it was about 4 inches long as a kitten. That's crazy. And then my
Yeah.
son moves back in with me, and my son's like, "Mom, why haven't you tamed that cat already and brought it inside?" And I'm like, "Well, it's been outside that whole time. It's kind of
Mm.
difficult at that point, but I call it the barn cat, but I'm the only one that pretty much feeds it."
Yeah. Yeah. I feed. We had a neighbour that was poisoning magpies in our street.
Oh, wow.
He killed over 30 of them, right? And I thought they were starving, because all the insects have disappeared. There's hardly any insects anymore because of all the chemtrailing. I think it's
Right.
in. I think it's intentional. I think they're trying to reduce the animal population, mainly so people can't go bush if they try to do this tyrannical one world government sort of crap. I think.
Oh boy, he's going there. I love that
Oh,
subject.
I really believe it, man. I really think that's what they're all about because they've stated in
They're,
some of their
they're
documents.
disrupting the chain of food in our ecosystem.
Yeah, definitely. And anyway, so I started feeding them, and they stopped dying. I thought, oh, they must have been starving. But my neighbour across the road, he comes across while I was feeding them, and he said, "Oh, what are you feeding the birds?" And I said, "Oh, 5-star mints." I said, "You can't feed them fatty shit. It's not good for them and that."
Yeah.
So anyway, he said, "Oh, yeah, I feed the birds too, but I was just giving them dry dog biscuits soaked in water. They haven't been eating it lately. I was just wondering why." And I said, "Oh, well, I said, he said that's probably why though. They're getting better food now."
Oh, hell
Anyway,
yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I said to him, "Oh, I didn't think you liked birds, Mick. You've got that bird fountain in the front of your yard there. I've never seen it running in the 18 years I've known you." I
Wow.
said, "Oh, yeah," and he said, "Oh, it's because it hasn't the surface inside needs resealing." He reckoned, right? He was going to do it on the weekend, which he did do, and he ran the fountain. I thought, "Oh, good." Well, then all these white galahs came and they swam in it, and then saw my pine tree and thought, "Oh, that looks tasty," and then come over and started eating my tree, and just destroyed it. But anyway, but what ended up happening a little bit after that, the magpie started dying again. And I was
Mm.
He
thinking,
was
oh, shit.
poisoning them.
He started baiting them again, but he got minced this
Yes,
time
he
and
was
started,
poisoning them. And you told
yeah.
me that story. And Mrs. Bobby Smith said Chloe is a
Oh,
rescue from the
oh,
Bahamas. When
he's
they
from,
had the hurricane, she was shipped up here to our animal shelter.
Oh,
I got
wow.
a letter from the animal. Hang on, I'll just grab the letter and read it to you. They're starting court action, man.
Good, because
They've
he's
sent
he's
letters out.
wrong to do that.
Oh hell yeah, they're a protected bird, eh?
Yeah.
And $1,000 fine for everyone you kill. But I've got this
Wow.
letter and I'll read it to you what they're saying. Hang on.
So this is a
Yeah,
neighbor
because
of
I've
yours.
pressed charges. I've told them I want to go take him to court. So
Wow.
I've got a dead one in me freezer that he shot with a slug gun because he couldn't poison him anymore because I busted him. I
Damn.
busted him poisoning him, and
Mhm.
so he had to stop doing that. And I gave him a chance, but then he started shooting him with a slug gun. But anyway,
Right.
it says here, dear resident, the Department of Environmental and Science is currently investigating an alleged poisoning and shooting of native birds in your area. If you have any information regarding this matter, please contact the department on blah 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 and quote the case number or whatever. And please be aware that under the Nature Conservation Act
Right.
1992, it is an offence to kill or injure native wildlife without authorisation. Doing so can lead to enforcement action within a maximum penalty of $133,450 or 1 year in imprisonment.
Dang.
Class 2 offence. So they're coming to collect the bird so they can do an autopsy on it. All right, because I told
Right.
him, he's borrowed the gun. He hasn't got the gun himself. His wife won't let him own one. And the day that I got this bird that he shot, he took off in the car. So he's obviously taken off to drop the gun back off to whoever he's borrowed it from. But I have
Right.
a feeling I know who that is as well. So anyway, this letter though, I'm going to go to because like I put 57 all up in the bin myself, right? So how
Wow.
many others died, I don't know, but I'm going to
Exactly.
be
Hundreds.
Well, I found them on the other side in the other street, all around this bloke's house. Yeah, because they flock in when they see him being fed, right? So,
Right.
and then go to fly home again. And they, so I was finding them dead in the other court, adjacent to ours. And anyway, a lot of people were horrified. I had kids coming to my door with these birds dying in their hands, asking me could I save
Wow.
them, and that was pretty horrific. And
Yeah.
Right. Mm.
yeah. So anyway, he's got to pay for it, And
Good.
then the bastard, because I busted him and he stopped him from doing it. He
Yeah.
started telling his neighbours, that it was my fault they were all dying because I was feeding them,
Oh my
right?
Lord.
And then convinced them to
Talk
call
about
the
projection from a
yeah,
psychopath.
yeah. He convinced them to call the council up and put a complaint in about me feeding the birds, right? So I kept getting all these complaints. This went on for 18 months, right? Well,
Damn.
then it got the council contacted the owner of the house I'm renting. She gave her phone number to them if they had any complaints. So they rang up and abused the shit out of her. And now she's
Oh
selling the place. And
wow.
I'm going to have to move out in
Oh
October.
no. I hate when bullies like can
Oh,
push
he's a
you out.
scumbag, a real scumbag, mate,
Yeah.
And um, yeah,
How
he's
long
a
have you
real
lived in that house, if you don't mind?
24 years.
Dang, Bruce, I am so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, and I had a tree out the front that I planted when I first moved in here. When my dog died in 2000,
Oh,
I buried him and put a tree on top of him, a pine tree,
right.
and they chopped it down because of all this shit, because they're selling
Oh,
the place,
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
sad.
so sorry you're going through that. People can be real a-holes
And it all
when they want to
happened
be.
after my wife left me as well. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah. So
Kick
my
a
wife
dog,
left
right?
me. Yeah, my wife left me. The owner of the house found out that she was leaving and freaked out. Oh, is he going to be all right? Is he not going to destroy the house? And he's not going to get upset and blah blah blah. And no, it was agreed sort of thing. We're not enemies or anything. We still see each other and talk and whatever. We just grew apart.
Right.
Mm.
So
How long were you married?
30 years.
Wow.
Dang.
Long time.
That's
Mm.
a long time.
I
Congratulations
can't
for that
understand it.
span
I
of
can't
time.
understand it myself. I don't understand why she wants to live alone. But her daughter, my stepdaughter, is gay, and we had a falling out. Because she wanted to tell me she was born gay and all this sort of bizarre, and I didn't agree with it. And anyway, we had
That
a few
might be one
words.
of the reasons.
Well, I don't. I'm not against gay people. I just don't like people get sucked in by this government bullshit, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
worry about her.
gay is, that's,
Well,
I think that's true. I think people are born.
nah, not at all. It's just a decision you make. Just look at all these people that are gay, and if you get to talk to them seriously about it, a lot of them turn gay after a bad heartbreak or something like that.
No.
A
Or
lot
they
of
can't find
people that have gone
can't.
ahead and had the operations to go into the,
Yeah, but a
sex
lot
that
of
they want
them,
to be have regretted it and wanted to reverse it. And
yeah,
there's no reversing it.
and then they kill themselves because they can't live with what they've done.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Because when they realise that they can't have natural child or natural family, they realise their mistake, and want to revert back. Things change. People might find a partner later on. And
Exactly. The
um,
way you think when you're 21 is not the way you're going to think when you're
I
30.
mean, I'm sure
Yeah, but
everyone.
women do that too. Like women who have cut people's babies out of their bodies because
Oh, Lord.
they, yeah, because they've,
Whew.
had their,
Abortions.
no, no, not an
I
abortion.
don't,
I'm saying,
yeah,
no,
I
not
think she's
abortion.
talking about something more severe.
Mm.
Yeah, like, women who they're in a relationship, perhaps, with someone who wants to have children that they, at some point, they
Go
decided
steal a
in their life
baby.
they weren't going to, so they try to steal a baby, and
Mhm.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shoo!
But
Tracy went there. I just picked up my emerald stone with pink quartz in it to protect me.
Yeah, bye,
you
Mrs.
know,
Bobby
I
Smith.
I got to touch
Oh.
one of those crystal skulls. You know, the crystal
Oh,
skulls that they found,
awesome. Yeah.
right?
How many are in
Well,
the world? Wasn't it like 8 or
I fi-
12 or 14?
I think there's only 7 or something.
That's what I said,
But
eight
the
first.
one that
But then
this
I heard other stories, but you don't
the
know
one
whether they're made up or not.
well, the one that this bloke brought. See, I used to mentor at an Aboriginal community,
Hmm.
and this guy who brought it to Australia was touring Australia, showing the Aboriginals this skull, right, bringing it to all these
Right.
different communities. So I got to see it, and I
Wow.
got to put my hands on it, right, because he was saying that some people feel energy from it and all this sort of business, right? And
Yeah.
he got everyone to line up, and everyone had to go at touching it to see if they could feel any energy from it or put their hands around it, type of thing, right? And he
Right.
had it on this swivel table thing, like little swivel stand thing. But
Wow.
anyway, when I put my hands around it, my eyes just flickered at a massive rate, like really fast, where everything just went blurry, right? But it was my eyes flickering,
Right.
and I thought, shit, is someone shaking the table or something, And I moved my hands away and I looked around. No one was touching the table at all. And I thought, oh, okay, and I put my hands back again around it again, and straight away again, my eyes just flickered like crazy, and I thought, "Oh, what the hell?"
Right.
But we only got so long to spend at it each time, each of us, So I didn't get to really study it, but oh, geez, I would have loved to have had a bit more connection to it to understand it more. I
Right.
think,
Right. Right.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna lay down because I had a long day.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, it's getting kind of late, Tracy. It's like 5:37.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a long
geez,
day. So
Yeah.
I
um,
What
love that,
time is it
honey.
there, Bruce?
7:30 in the
In the
afternoon.
morning?
No, no,
Oh,
in
in
the
the
afternoon.
Oh,
right,
okay.
right. So it's early
Yeah.
Yeah.
here, it's a.m. So
Yeah, I'm going to be up for a few hours yet.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I could, like, if I had a stream with you, I'd listen to you all night, Bruce. You go
Right,
from
I'll
one
be back.
interesting thing to the next.
Yeah,
right,
I'll be
right.
back.
Well,
All
thank you.
right,
It was
yeah,
a
thank
definite
you.
pleasure.
I
So we're
love
gonna
it.
do the countdown, right?
Oh,
This is
yeah, from
Okay.
5 to, yeah. So,
yeah, 5 to 1, 5
okay.
to 1. Okay, here we go. Okay, you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
5,
we're gonna
5,
5, 4,
4,
4,
3,
3, 2,
2,
1. No,
1.
1.
come on. We've got to get better in sync than this.
I
This is
know.
And
crazy. All
Peace,
right.
love, and tacos.
yeah,
Good night,
Peace, love, and
good
everybody.
night.
tacos.
Good night,
All right.
everyone.
All
Night.
right.
Lovely,
Good
honey.
night, Bruce.
Coming
Peace.
in.
All right. Good night, Tracy. Thank you very much.
You're very
Been a
welcome.
pleasure.
Thank you for coming in.
Okay.
All
Okay.
A
right. Thanks for
pleasure,
having us.
Tracy. Thank you very much for having us.
All right. Bye.
Bye. And
Bye.
everyone in the chat, thank you for coming in as well.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
All
Bye,
right. See you
everyone.
next time. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.